welcome back. Ah, my shoulder, frigadoodle. Sleep in an awkward position once and you regret it for days. So welcome back to Warframe Wednesdays. I'm your intrepid narrator, host Tenno. There we go, Fraggoth, and today we're doing Warframe. Ta-da! Let me just check my Nova build here. Nova's one I kind of want to get a backup frame because Nova has a bunch of different uses. Necros is one I think I already have a dupe because they had freebie Twitch grab bag rewards or something, and I got one there. I think I've got a freebie Necros Prime floating around that I can use. Because he has such a broad variety of builds that can be used. Only having 3 slots is kind of tricky. So this is a Slova, for better or for worse. For what it's worth, I actually like Slovas, but I can absolutely understand why people wouldn't. In defenses, they tend to make things slow. But if it's a Speedva, you can have problems that way too. Let's see what we've got. So it is celebrating 9 years right now for Warframe. You may only use primary weapons and you may only use melee weapons. Oh no! What are they? That's an interception and that's a survival. Well, Slova it is. We'll do a Slova for the interception because... and what's our melee? Our melee is the Verdelak. A more brutal and violent weapon has rarely been devised by those masters of disaster at digital extremes. It's pretty good. If only there was a way I could change the color of the energy orbs it pukes out. Speaking of which, let me flip these. I don't want to do that. I wanted to do purple, then gold. No, I want to do... Shoot. Let's do purple and purple. And then the same for emissives and see if that changes it. Easiest way to be sure. As for pets, I don't think I've got anything to worry about. I've also got to get around to getting a slightly more optimized Panzer Vulpaphyla. Just, you know, not a big deal. The one I've got is fine. But I can do slightly better. We'll do the interception first. So we'll bang these out. These are all going to be like duplicate things that I don't need, but it doesn't matter. It don't matter. It don't matter none. Oh, that's right. We only have primaries for this one. I'm gonna wait until we've got 4. He's not, though. Whatever, we can hold him with 2. I can hold him with 1. I'm that good. So I'll just go over this way. Cap this one, I'll cap the one up there. You're in the wrong room, my guy. What are you doing? What are you doing? He's mastery rank 5. He doesn't know what's going on. What are you doing? Get out of here! Oh boy. This, he's not down at the point that I captured, that is being recaptured right now. He's following me. Oh no. Oh no. This is... Stop, dude. Just stop. He didn't cap it! Oh, he did cap it, okay. I'm gonna need him to like stand on a point. We can still win this, it's just gonna take longer. Because I've got to go back. Where's the one that's on the point? Alright, so I'm using right now a Slova. So what a Slova is going to do, and why they're called a Slova... Wow, there's some serious lag going down here. Wow, that's a Mastery rank 0. How are you even here? I guess it's open to everybody. Hey. So the way Slova works, and the why Slova is called Slova, is because with Molecular Prime, her 4th ability, if you have very, very high... okay, so what Molecular Prime does is I press button, and this thing goes and expands in a big radial wave. So what that radial wave will do is any enemy that comes into contact with that radial wave will get molecularly primed, which means they take A, double damage, and B, they'll move slower at 100% or higher power strength. They'll move slower. They get slower and slower and slower the higher your power strength is. Now, if you go into negative power strength, they'll actually move faster. You'd wonder why you do that. Well, there are certain advantages. That's not what I wanted to do. But it works. There are some advantages to enemies moving faster. If it's a defense mission, you'll get the enemy waves done faster. So what happens when you kill a primed enemy is they'll explode as well, and that does damage to enemies around them. What I should really be aiming to do is deploy that thing in the middle of the map. But having a Slova is great crowd control. There isn't a whole lot that resists it. Affects a bunch of bosses, but only temporarily usually. So, what am I? Being limited to only one weapon, and that my primary is kind of a tricky thing, but I can manage. Mostly I don't like burning ammo on them when I can just hit them with a stick. So Molecular Prime's rather handy. Other advantages of going high strength is it means your 1 will make more orbs, which gives you damage resistance, which is nice. As well as dealing damage to enemies, which is also nice. Your 2 also gets very strong. Your 2 is very interesting for Nova, in that you can shoot into it to make it do more damage. I do not have a high range build though, and those like high range, high strength. I do not have that. Usually a Slova or Speedva is going to try and emphasize a build with duration, because you get a lot of mileage out of the thing expanding over time. Fortunately, Molecular Prime will also go through walls, so I can go and deploy it in the middle and have no fear that it is in fact going to do its job excellently. Problem is, new enemies that spawn within its boundaries tend not to be affected. And it takes some time to propagate. Going with higher range means your bubble starts further out, but range and duration, because of the various corrupted mods, tend to counteract each other if you go for maximized one or the other. There's a bunch of them up here.
We have control of all 4 towers.
Oh, I missed. Yeah, but one of the other advantages of having higher range on Nova is for the explosion size on molecular primed enemies is a bit bigger as well, I believe. The main thing I think you're going to usually go for, the main build you're going to go for with a high range Nova build is probably going to be something that takes advantage of her 3, which is Wormhole. And with low range, it's not going to do me much good. Like, it stretches like 3 in-game feet in front of you and then terminates. So that's not so good, obviously. That's not so useful, when instead you could be teleporting across, I don't know, hundreds of meters at a whack. Or you give me things that I already have. Alright, so this next one's a survival. And for survival, I want to do something a little different. Ordinarily, I'd be doing a Nidus, because... Or, not a Nidus, a Necros, because obviously. But I want to do a different looter frame build. I want to do a... Oh, this one is only melee weapons, right? This is a good opportunity. So, because this is melee weapons only, I'm going to do a looter build. And, okay, I do have 100% efficiency, very good. I was going to say that's sort of important. And we're going to be using Pilfering Strangledome. The other thing that's important is what melee weapon we use. For this, we're going to want to use a stat stick. And for a stat stick, we're going to use probably, oh, what are you called? The Mire. Where's Mire? There's the Mire. Mire is traditional for this particular purpose. Um, this will have to do. I'd rather have a better Riven, but who cares? We don't care about attack speed. We care about damage, 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 damage. It's called stat stick because we strap as much damage onto this puppy as we can. We're not going to worry about crit, though you can, I suppose, worry about crit. This is going to do blast and corrosive. Blast sucks, but corrosive is good. Mostly it's all about damage, damage, damage. Now, Toxin would probably be better, in truth. There's no easy way for me to do that. So we're going to go with this. Do we have a Loka? Yeah, we have a Loka Sigil on. Zooming way into her back just so I can see the Loka Sigil. So we're gonna do this survival real quick. I also have to check Nora, because I haven't touched it. Oh, that's right. I have that for Meyer. Da-da. Da-da-da-da. Duh. I need to go this way because this is where all the cool stuff is. Let's go this way. And I can get this thing rolling. Oh, I didn't want to do that. It'll do.
I've delivered a life support capsule to the area. Activating it will
I
buy
can't
you
tell if
more
they're getting
time.
yoinked or not. I'm gonna plop another one down. Oh wow, they didn't actually overlap. So what this is doing is enemies that are getting affected by the Strangle Dome. You know what? I'm gonna do one on either side. I'm gonna do one here. I'm gonna do one here. That should be fine. You can have 2 domes up at a time. If they don't intersect anywhere. That one's not doing anything at the moment. No, I take it back. It's doing that guy. They don't last super long because I don't have a high duration build, but right now they're doing apparently enough damage to put work in, which is good, I guess. But everyone's all spread out. This is maybe not the best room for me to be trying to do this. Let me see where everyone else is at. Okay, there's a guy back there with a large swarm of enemies around. Maybe I should go over that way. So the thing with survival is because enemy spawn logic matters to smooth out your experience. What the hell? Oh. To smooth out the enemy experience. They're way over here. Do they want to meet up over here? I don't really know. This doesn't seem like the best place to do it. It's only got one entrance. There's kind of complex geometry in the room before that. Big rooms are good rooms, usually. Let me get on top of one of these here real quick. That'll give me decent coverage. Oh, I'm out of energy. Oh. So if people are wondering what I'm listening to for music, it's some Darius soundtrack remix thing. I do this a lot. But it's one I hadn't had before, so for what it's worth, I think it's pretty good. There we go. Much better coverage. I gotta get a flow on here somewhere along the line. Yeah, that's much better. That gives me basically coverage of the entire tile. um, pretty effectively. It's high enough up that it's going to grab people from over there. Yeah, this is the way, as they say. As all those crazy kids now say. Some efficiency would not go amiss either. Oh. Come on. That took way too long, but it's fine. So this covers the entire room. Enemies are dying quickly enough that I'm not having to use my stat stick, which, you know, is good. So what happens is if an enemy is stuck, strangulated in the Strangle Dome, any damage I transmit to them using my 1 gets transmitted to all of them. Please land on the stick. Thank you. Much better. This room is like perfect for my purposes here. What I really want though is I need like 200 energy badly. So I've got to tweak this build a bit. So you can see all those enemies dying, that's because they're running into the dome. Yeah, they're getting yoinked, which is good. We still have to survive for 3 minutes and 35 seconds now. I'm going to let them do that obstacle course. I know I can do the obstacle course. Obstacle courses are easy here. Obstacle courses were challenging at one point, I promise. I promise obstacle courses were hard in the Void. There was a brief period of time where this was true. I swear. But we also, our only real means of high-speed movement tech was Zoran coptering, where we used a weapon called the Dual Zoran, which was, at the time, about the fastest way you could do a slide attack. Well, we'd do slide attacks across entire rooms. Which worked, and then bullet jumping happened, and it rendered the Zoran coptering method of high-speed physical movement pretty much pointless, I regret to say. Plus we got better parkour. Before, our parkour on walls was like a really, really focused in place wall run. It would start off horizontal and then curve down. And you were pretty much fixed. There wasn't a lot you could do. It was also somewhat easier to shoot from. Now it's like you're kind of floating around the wall. And it doesn't really matter. Oh my gosh. Miss again, Frag, please. Okay. I'm showing you, like, small level movement ability. Much better. I'm not going to get huffy about spawn logic because there's no point. There's only a minute and a half left. Who cares? We got a Sharam mod, didn't we? Oh, hi! We are in no danger of failing, so long as anybody is out here trying to attack anybody else. How are you not yoinked? I'm intrigued. It's got a bunch of this album has a bunch of remixed Darius tracks from various Darius games. Someday I'm gonna do like a shoot 'em up Saturdays or something. On an extremely tangentially related note, it occurs to me that for Mecha Mondays I have never shown people the absolute majesty that is Geppy X. And I should really do that, because it is pretty remarkable, considering it is the only game the studio that made it released as far as I'm aware. Or at least it's the one that bankrupted them. With a line like that, of course, you have some guess as to how well the game was received. In this case, it's more an issue of how much the game cost to make, and what resources they used to do it. Geppy X is incredible, for what it's worth. I didn't want to do that. And it's not a particularly bad scrolling shooter. And it is in fact fairly impressive visually, but not necessarily for the gameplay, though the gameplay looks good too. I could gush for a long time about the wonders of this particular title. There's a couple. There's a couple things I want to do from like the PS1 era in particular, because there were companies that were just utterly unafraid to just do really wild stuff. Absolutely wild things. Geppy X happens to be probably the wildest example I can think of.
They are not as encrypted as they should be.
What is this album called again? Darius the Omnibus 2. I don't think I have Darius the Omnibus 1, or if I do, I've got it filed funnily. Communication. Let's see what they communicated at me. Ledex Nuchali Sayandana. Nito Frandito Friendo. Okay, so we can do these sortie.
Nora's got the goods for one.
What do we got? We got Kuva Survival for 30 minutes. Yuck. We've got a defense mission for Wave 20. Easy. So long as people actually stick around, which they probably won't. We've got ISO Vaults. Easy. It's only one. Syndicate missions. Ugh. I don't want to do 10 of them. Rare mods. Easy. Gems or ore. Pain in the butt, but doable. We'll take care of this right now. Necromech while hovering. Boring. Glyph. Easy, but I'll forget. Tenno Handshake. Easy, but again, I'll forget. Let's do the Ayatan thing real quick, because that'll take me seconds. What do we got? I need to do 3 probably, right? Yeah, 3 is traditional. Auto install. Bloop. Auto install. Bloop. And we'll auto install on that one. Okay, we're done. Easy pleasy. We could do the rare gems. That'll take me... I was about to say something like no time at all, but generally that means it's going to take me a year and a half. We'll do that with Octavia, because that's where it's easiest. I press 3, I mash crouch, and we get to mining. Let's switch to solo so we don't have to worry about any interference. We're gonna go to Earth.
I may require maintenance after all.
We're gonna go to the plains. Oh no, it's nighttime, but it's transitioning out of nighttime, so it won't be a problem. I think this track's from Darius Guide, but it's not the same. So, long-time listeners or viewers will know that I have a small bit of passion for the group that does has historically done the soundtracks for the Darius games, which are a shoot-'em-up series in which you play a fighter jet, a space fighter jet, that fights giant mechanical fish and ocean life that are very much out to get the people that the fighter jet comes from. And they have weird soundtracks. And they're made by a group called Zuntata. And I think they're absolutely brilliant. Like, they have, like, this perfect combination of catchy and really, really deeply off-putting. And I feel that I first really paid attention around Gaiden, but I didn't really appreciate what they were doing until Darius Burst, which came out. There was a PSP game that came out. I had forgotten the Darius series existed. But then I saw, it was like, Darius, I know that name. And then I saw like some of the gameplay. I was like, oh my god, it's that one with the thing and the fish and the squids and the, you know, that one. That's awesome. I didn't know they were still making these. And then they would, a couple years later, do Darius Burst Chronicles Saviors, which is a hell of a game. It's kind of like the R-Type final of the Darius series. Of course, now there's an R-Type final too, so fingers crossed, right? This could take us a while. Where's the one that's over here? It's supposed to be right in front of me. Ah, there you are. Excellent freebie. Freebies generally mean you're going to get a rare. Not always, but most of the time you're going to get one. So I'm hoping for them. Best odds of getting a rare are getting it in the middle of these brackets. Azurite does not regrettably count. I don't remember what the rare resource on the plains is. The rare ore resource, rather. The Orb Valis has Hesperon, I think it's called, and that's pretty rare. Alright, I'm on top of it. There it is. Excellent, a freebie. We'll be done with this sooner than I feared. We just need 2 more rare drops. Ooh, we need 1 more rare drop. I take it back. That is wondrous. I went too far like a dork. Nice work. We might be done. We're done.
Words coming in of so many of you being your best selves. Nora is just beside herself with admiration.
That's good to hear. Oh. Oh. Actually, if it's daytime now, I can do it. I'm not doing that right now. If they want me to do an ISO vault, I'll do an ISO vault. ISO vaults are easy-ish. Doing an Arcana vault is kind of a pain because you have to get people on board for it, and that's sort of the trick. Most people are not on board for Arcana vaults. Even though I think you can sell a bunch of the rewards for plat. Like that biological sniper rifle, which I've used I think 3 times ever, and took me a zillion years to acquire, but not as long as the Aram Spinoza did, because nobody was farming for it. So, isn't that always just the way? Isn't it? It is. I might do the Neferi. I like doing the fire beam thing. It's cool. It makes me feel so hot. Even though it's doing like radiation and toxin damage or something. I don't know. Forget I said it then. Whatevs. Nora.
It's that time again, dreamers.
Oh. I forgot to do the glyph. I'll do an ISO vault bounty. That's real. This one I'll probably wait on. It's time consuming because I want to also farm my sister up because I've been holding off on that. I did a bunch of relic grinding.
Till then.
I did a lot of relic grinding, in fact, to get most of the Harrow Prime stuff done. I think I still need the Scourge. I think it's the Scourge Prime, the polearm thing. Yeah, I think I still need that. Fasto Traberu.
You are here to assist.
We'll do it tier 3. Sporothrix, that's the sniper
Forward to your
rifle.
return, as do we all.
It's not bad either. It's not a bad weapon. It's just like I don't use sniper rifles much because I have like no reason to be using them. Regretfully, there aren't many situations in. Well, I just realized I am Octavia. This is fine. In any case, my diatribe about Zentada got cut off.
Something's coming. Don't let her grab the snacks.
Yeah, they've done other cool soundtracks, like the soundtrack to Gamera 2000, which is a game that I adore because it's FM. It's like a not Radiant Silvergun, the other one. Ray something. Or Omega Boost style scrolling shooter where you're kind of behind. And the main key gimmick is that you use Gamera, the titular spinning fire-breathing turtle, to go and bully enemies, as well as a little fighter jet thing. But mostly it's funny because it's got hilarious cutscenes, and I have shown those off. I've shown that game off. I basically cheated, but, you know. The FMV cutscenes are what counts. That thing's dead.
The combined sample is ready. Hurl it against Orifice Portal and it should open.
Alright, the entrance should be over here. Stop. Is that a Nova? Cool. Okay, I guess. Those do work against the Necromechs, so I'm not complaining. You ever get the feeling that nobody's ever done one of these before? Thanks.
Yay! Let's go inside before it starts.
This could take a while. I'm glad we're not doing an Arcana Vault because Arcana vaults kind of presuppose that everybody in the group knows what they're doing. It's kind of like raids were, well, trials were, which was kind of their intention, and to a limited degree I believe they succeeded, Digital Extremes being the they in this instance. But unfortunately it's still not 8 people at once, so it'll never take its place. Obviously. Sort of brazen to think it would.
The strongest local infested are inbound. This is their last gasp. Defeat these and we should be clear to proceed.
Oh man, I thought there was a way to recover from the recovery animation from doing the ground pound. I thought it was scoping in, but maybe it isn't. Oh well, or jumping. I think I tried to jump, not scope it. Whatever. Might be scoping in then. So now we get to bully some necromechs, which are fairly bullyable.
There is a necromech guarding the ruins. You will need to defeat it in order to roam the ruins. Ah, the necromech guardian is here. Defend yourself, Tenno. With both arms
He
disabled,
did.
the necromech is still 40% combat effective. Do not stop attacking!
Too late.
The necromech has ceased function. A most satisfactory outcome.
For some.
The necromech guardian is here. Defend yourself,
No.
Tenno.
You got his other arm! That's brilliant!
He did.
And
Where's the other one?
Down! Never
Must be
doubted
over
you
here.
for a minute, Chip.
There it is.
The necromech guardian is here. Defend yourself, Tenno. While disabling one arm is a good start, the necromech remains 82% combat
Oh,
effective.
we got him? Or did he run away? No, he gone.
Down! Never doubted you for a minute.
You may have noticed they sometimes repeat their text. Sometimes you may have noticed that they repeat their text. You may have noticed that sometimes they repeat their text.
Follow me. I will take you to the safety intercourse.
I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to do that either. Or do that. Much better. He did.
The vaults were extended and reinforced many times. The outer layers have all but collapsed under the infestation's relentless spread. But the inner chambers remain unbreached.
I think I've got viral damage on my Mausolon, and that's why it's not doing much damage. Because viral damage isn't very good here. It's not super great against infested in general, but it's not terabad per se, because usually the procs at least do something. Here, unfortunately, there's a bucket load of enemies where the procs don't actually work. So you might as well not be hitting them at all. With viral damage anyway, they're so resistant. So, it's the little things. The rest of the game, though, viral damage is your go-to. Like, if you could get a weapon that has both viral and heat damage types on it, that has any amount of status chance at all, that's it. You're done. Put a fork in it. If you don't have any status, really, though, if it's like super low status chance, like 5% or lower, 10% or lower, rather, 10%, 5%, then you probably want to be going for, like, specifically for whatever damage types the enemies are weakest to. So usually you're looking at magnetic or corrosive or radiation. Otherwise, for like average everyday day-to-day gameplay, with, again, anything that's got status at all, like 20% or higher, probably, you're going to be going for viral and heat. Because heat, A, heat procs do damage over time, and B, heat also reduces maximum armor on enemies by about 50%. And then viral has that wonderful, lovely scaling damage boost. So any enemy, every time you do a viral proc, with each stack you do more damage to that enemy in general from all your damage sources. Where is our defense target? There it is. So as you can imagine, fairly good. And I think that stacks up to like 350% bonus damage, which adds, it's pretty meaty.
With the generators all active, it is now possible to open the vault.
Alright, the vault's over here, I believe. Alright, so we're going to pay attention to some symbols. So we got this, we got...
A maximum of 3 errors are permitted before the fail-safe
So
protocol
S, teardrop, cavern, other cavern. S, teardrop, hit it, cavern.
error.
Why would you do this?
Left. Some of the knowledge that was brought back from the void never left these funds. I hope you can find these.
If you don't know what you're doing, ask.
Interesting expedition, I trust. You did well, according to Lloyd. A reward is an order for your efforts.
We got a Sporothrix blueprint. That's
There
nice.
is so much more to be found. Things hidden from a mundane gaze.
Words coming in of so many of you being your best selves. Nora is just beside herself with admiration.
Nobody has asked about Arcanas, so I'm assuming they do not want to do one. Thus, I am making like a tree and getting the hell out of Dodge. Not to be an elitist, but I think doing an Arcana Vault with much of that gang would be fairly tiresome. Admittedly, everybody has to learn sometime. I will not be the one to teach them today, unless they ask, in which case, sure, why not? Let's go for it. Oh, this is the other Zuntata one. This is a more Zuntata-specific album. It's, I think, their 30th anniversary album. So it's pretty meaty. They've got some remixes of some game soundtracks. They've got some other of their more unique work. This is probably going to get this dinged by censors on YouTube, so sorry. I don't know how popular Zuntata is, but I do know this is relatively recent. It's like the last 5 years, so probably I'll get dinged. That's okay. Oh, thank goodness that's over with. Someday I'll take the time to actually level up the Scirocco. Wow, some of those people were high enough mastery that they shouldn't have had a problem. Alrighty. What else do we got here? Yay!
You keep being you, dream.
I don't want to do that. I am going to do... Who's a good on-the-go character that I want to play today? Oh, I could do Titania, why not? I haven't done Titania in a little bit. I like Titania. Titania's a lot of fun. I also haven't checked you in a while. Oh, Titania's one of the ones that is booster rated. Oh, that's not bad either. Neither of those are bad. I could have used either one of them. I'll think about it. I don't care much for the boosts, to be honest, because there's no real way to make them permanent. They're only temporary. I just assume they're not there most of the time. Alright, so let's see if anybody is doing... Oh, that's right, Garuda Prime is dropped by now.
While they kiss one hand, I'll take with the other. This sector is now under my control.
Extern I can do fairly quickly. Defense I can't do with this frame too easily. Rescue's even easier. Sabotage is easy. We'll do sabotage. Put him with Clarion Call. Noticing Sister Murmurs. I'm this close to calling them susurrations because that's a word.
Operator, did you hear that? It said... Cosmic background radiation is a riot!
I'm gonna wait until the clock ticks over a minute. My clock ticks over a minute. That may not be accurate to 60 seconds, but we'll see. As soon as I see that number change, there we go. I don't know what build I have on. Oh dear. We'll be fine! We'll be fine.
I need you to sabotage this ship's reactor. The reactor is a complex system. Start by removing the coolant cells.
Ah, jeez, we're not gonna be fine. This is not the build I thought I had. Okay,
Point their exact location. Search them out if you are willing to shoulder the added risk.
Okay, so I didn't remember that I had done the change that I did, and that's a mistake on my part. That's a mistake on my part. I thought I still had the build that I did not, in fact, keep. So before, I had an ability... I had an ability from Helminth. Wow, I missed with that. That's great. I did not miss with that. It just did no damage. This is terrible, but we'll make it work. So there was an ability that I had equipped for Helminth that gives you infinite ammo for some pitifully short duration, even with high duration. That gives you, yeah, basically you have like a, I don't know, 75% chance not to shoot cost ammo whenever you shoot, which is good for a class that can shoot many, or for a character that can shoot many bullets very, very quickly. You'll still run out of ammo before the duration is up, usually. Oh, hi. I am not killing you as yet. Wow, I don't even know what hit me. That's neat. So what I need to do is I need to give myself energy and then go nuts. Shut up. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. Stop. But instead, I now have an ability that does the same thing. It's an arcane that does the same thing on headshots. In fact, it's 100%. But you need to get a headshot, and there's a lot of enemies that will not get headshots. It's 100% non-ammo consumption, actually 102%. But it doesn't have a 100% chance of kicking in. In fact, it might actually have a cooldown. But it lasts a while. There we go. It kicked in. It's great when it's working, but unfortunately, it does not work in a vacuum. It needs to have... I didn't want to do that. We're going to do that. There we go. I'm just going to run away from my sister because, like, I don't feel like dying this day. Wow. Wow. So the primary advantage of the build was that I never had to worry about ammo, but now I have to worry about ammo, so I kind of defeated its purpose. This was supposed to like cost less energy and get a nice result, but it isn't quite... not quite what I want. Fortunately, I have a happy, scrappy assistant friend here who's shown up. One of one of the sisters that I have not killed, that I have not vanquished. Which is good.
Well, looks like I'm done here. Nothing else to stick around for. Unless...
Coolant cell extracted.
I don't care.
Fuel cell being inserted. When the reactor is restarted, this will trigger a meltdown.
Where am I going here? Way over here? Okay, and I've been hit by a magnetic proc? Okay.
The reactor has gone critical.
This
Get the
is
extraction immediately.
somewhat suboptimal, but I don't care.
Beware, child. This ship is experiencing reduced gravity and magnetic anomalies.
Peace, dude. Have a good one. Hope you're having a nice day, just hanging around, you know? Wow. I'm not blowing the coin to get him. Sorry. I think I still need a Tetra. A Tenet Tetra. I'd have to look at my list. So I'm like looking at looking real hard at this Titania build, and I'm thinking,
Tenno, the balance of power continues to shift. Navigation is marked with new invasions.
I think I replaced it with the Zaku ability of all things. Because it's void damage and not much resists it, and it would make me more effective against, like, sentience. I don't know what the logic was. Suffice it to say, I don't like it very much. Yeah, Arcane Pistolier and Arcane, yeah, it's the one. On pistol headshot kill, 60% chance for a plus 102 ammo efficiency for 12 seconds, which means every time I get a headshot kill, I have a 60% chance of not consuming ammo for the next 12 seconds. And I shoot quick. And this boosts pistol damage on headshot for 18 seconds every time you get one. This is great against Grenier, where every enemy you fight, bar rollers, has a head. That counts as a headshot hitbox. Unfortunately, the Corpus have things like MOAs, and specifically they have things like Bursa MOAs, which don't really have headshot hitboxes in a way that's useful to you. Infested also kind of have a similar problem, where they've got heads, a lot of them, but like chargers, they're kind of annoying to hit. Ancients are easy, chargers are fine. Or, not chargers, the runners. Runners are fine, but chargers are a problem. So the one I put on there is Zada's Whisper, which gives me 61% extra damage for doing void damage, which is kind of bad, I guess. It wasn't a great choice. I kind of regret it. Especially since I don't have all the energy boosting stuff that I would ordinarily have. What are my other builds? Out of morbid interest, that's range, Y, and that's all damage. Which might actually be my best bet. Oh, I can get rid of Lantern. What I might do, but it'll cost so much to cast, is the problem. I have a ton of energy, though. I can probably be okay. So, Razor Wing Blitz. I've talked about Razor Wing Blitz at length. We all know how that works. I'm not going to do it now. I'm not going to do it again, I should say. Basically, the way I get it fully up and running is I go into Razor Wing and then I cast like the cheapest power I have available, which is Spellbind, 3 times as quickly as I can, and then I would activate the ability which I replace Lantern with, because Lantern is wholly irrelevant. Lantern doesn't matter. So this is the one you get rid of. You generally are gonna keep Tribute, because Tribute lets you get the various buffs that our good friend Titania can generate, and those are fairly good, but they don't care about power strength. So I might replace it on this build. .352 power strength, that's daffy. That's a lot of damage. I don't like how short the Razor Wing Blitz duration is, but I do like the buffs it gives. Look at those, 88%, that's great. Okay, I'll do it. I'll do it, you've convinced me, because I want to have that build floating around. It's a good build, it works. And it means I can get rid of Arcane Pistolier too, which, on that build, which is excellent. I don't want it. And I think it's Energized Munitions. It is Energized Munitions. This ability on almost every other situation is terribad. It's so awful. Or should be so awful. because it's 50 energy and it only lasts 5 seconds at base, which is nothing. It's nothing. This thing's gonna cost me like 80 energy to cast. I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't care. I don't even care. And we'll do it on Lantern. Confirm. And I'm going to do it on Configuration C. Because Lantern's bad. Like, there's no getting around how bad Lantern is. And let me just feed Shubby Wubby. Why are you at 95? How does that even work? Oh, that's only at 50%. Very good. I do need to check briefly what mods I have on my Dex Pixia. Okay, I have Galvanized Diffusion and Galvanized Shot. We're good. I could try to capitalize by equipping... where are you? I have to literally type it in because I can't remember its name. Galv. Can you not equip? I guess you can't. Cross. Oh, so hydraulic crosshairs isn't an option here either. Alright, never mind. Seems like a missed opportunity. Especially considering the other ones work. But yeah, heat viral again. It has good status, so we're gonna be galvanized shot works all the time if it's not killed outright, which happens a lot. I have Seeker on there because having punch through is pretty good. Yes, I could have more damage, but I actually could swap out Frostbite for or Pistol Pestilence for more viral damage, but I don't know that I get all that much out of it. What would that come to? Out of interest, I'd bump it up to 27, so it'll be like a 500 increase. A little more than 500, 550-ish. And you lose a bunch of status chance, which, you would bump your total damage per shot up to over 20k, which is nice, but you're going to be going over that most of the time anyway, so... I don't know. I don't know that it's worth it, really. I'll leave it as is. It's not that big a deal. And this I think I only have one in. No, I have two in. Who's trying to talk to me? Whatever. In any case, we are basically set to go and do more of that. Did we get one of them yet? No, we're almost there. I'll... see if anyone joins. We'll see how this build works. The problem with this right now is that it is very costly. 77.5, I was close. And it only works for 8.5 seconds. So I'm going to be burning the candle at both ends in a big way. casting this over and over. Like, I'll probably pop that, 1, 2, 3, and then pop that as soon as I see enemies, and I'll have Razor Wing Blitz capped. 88% speed and fire rate is just daffy. And that is out of the 4, that is 88%, and that gets multiplied by 4. You can have that stacked 4 times. So we're going to haul, and we're going to burn ammo. I can get rid of Arcane Pistolier, but I'm going to actually leave it for now. For the times that I don't need it. And I've got Arcane Energized, so it's not going to be an issue. Nobody is taking me up on that. They're all farming for Garuda Prime, I guess. That's fine. Defense is a bit of a trial. Rescue... We'll do a rescue. The thing with defense... with these is that your sister or their dog or whatever can show up and just absolutely delete the defense objective. With rescue, that's less likely to occur.
This is a rescue mission. We need to find and liberate the hostage before any harm comes to them.
You can see the dog coming already. Get us over the threshold. Yeah.
There's no telling what the captors are doing to a rescue purpose.
These are a pain to solo. Like, they're not a problem to solo, per se, but they're not exactly fun. Yeah, actually, Ospreys are the real problem for a headshot build, because Ospreys I don't think have any headshot hitbox. If they do, it's tiny, and I'm bad, so... not to put too fine a point on it. Ah, that's the wrong button input. That's the one. Get dead. Stop shooting me. Oh gosh, that's a lot of damage. I'm gonna wait till we have more energy. All right, so. I can't use it yet. That's fine. I'm gonna get the hostage released. And now we can go ham. So as you can see, I shoot rather quickly. Oh, we actually gained most of that back. Thank you, Arcane Energize. We are dumping ammo, which is delicious. Okay, so we're gonna... Hey, what up, dude?
The bypass is done. Go.
Oh. That's right, it's on the other side of this. We're just gonna go right past it.
The hostage is almost
Yeah, okay.
Hurry. This is the jail. Our hostage is in one of these cells.
I'm gonna give you the shooty gun that goes bang bang bang, or rather pew pew. Oh great, what's showing up? I'm gonna wait here until I find out what's showing up,
Protect them at all costs.
because I don't want this individual thing dying. Okay. They have not sent another warning flicker. So I'm gonna... Ah, jeez, of course. I burn all that energy.
You are in waste and must be erased.
Oh, she had no time, so she had to tell her rhyme. I get it. And there's another dog. Oh, that's fast. Note to self, don't hit shift. Where'd you go? To the Deadlands is where you went. I'll take you, send you to the Netherlands. Oh no. Don't hit that button either. That's right next to the one you want to hit. So daily reminder, I believe the default, if you've got ciphers in your inventory, the default key on PC is the Y key on the keyboard. And that'll use it. That's a shortcut. I think that's the default. Oh good, a Requiem 3. Nice. That's a win. I need those. I need lots of those. I'm gonna switch classes. I like Trinity. Titania. Titania is a lot of fun. What I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna switch to a Trinity build. And I'm gonna switch to a Yahoo! Modify Parazone. Do I have a Yahoo equipped? I do not. Such a shame. Where is it? No, seriously, where is it? There it is. Oh yeah, I have 6 of them. I'll replace the Netra and shift that one into first. I shift that into first because it's the one I know. And if I encounter and decide... I'm going to get 2 of them, I think, before I move on. Yeah, I want to do that Trin build. Let me see if I have one that functions for that already. I don't think I do. This almost does, but it's got super low duration, so that's not it. So I want to have... I can work with that. Not Aura. I don't need that talent. That talent, oh man, that takes me back. Back when, like, the game was challenging and we needed to, you know, like, every single second of active combat time, we needed all the help we could get back in the day, and that is no longer true.
Did you fuse your mods, Operator? Did they anger you in some way?
Also, a lot of her abilities are one-handed now, so you can, like, cast them in the air, which you could not do before, so you had to have things like that active. I don't know why I have Prime Figure on. This is a Bless build? Okay. Well, it's high duration, that's what we want. It's reasonably high strength. What I could do... Oh, well, first of all, let's flip that around. Prime Figure... Yeah, we can live with that. I'm not sure if that can actually go over 100%. I don't think that can hit 100% reduction, come to think of it. I could find out. I could find out. Let's just slap on some... Oh shoot, this is low range. Crap. I have to rework this build entirely. Crud. Okay, we'll do it on here then. That's fine. That's fine. Shoot, I forgot about that caveat. I forgot entirely. Okay, so we want range. Is enemies affected change at all? No, I think that's one of the things they did to it, is they don't let it work on everything. Okay, so I need range. Put Umbral Intensify on the Intensify there. We've got Continuity, we've got Flow for our actual energy totals. Let me bop some stuff in place to give me more damage, strength. So we've got blind range. Because we have to 267. I'm gonna get transient fortitude on there, but I don't really have an easy way to make that work. Now we can get rid of streamline. I guess we could get rid of prime continuity for now. For now, we'll get rid of prime continuity. And I need to be able to equip you. Evading link. That does reduce by 144%. However that works. What's the minimum? 120. That hits 100% on the dot. Can I swap out in wrong area? In 10. Does that still keep it at 100? It does not. So that is just barely enough. Right there. I can work with this. I can work with this. Let me get duration up. Actually, if I put in... Yeah, because I don't need efficiency as such. I can then swap you out for a regular int. That still puts me at 113. Can I get rid of Augur Secrets at that point? I can get rid of Augur Secrets at that point. Can I use Augur Secrets instead of Intensify? Seek. And still keep it. I can. Let's go. I'd like efficiency, but I don't need it. Okay, okay. Now I need range. I'd like duration, but I need range. Range. Shoot. This is where it gets complicated. I have Cunning Drift up there already. Okay, we're good. Oh, I need stretch. Stretch. Okay, let's try this. There we go. That gives me 190. What's the range on that? 38 meters. It's workable. So I want... efficiency. I want fleeting expertise, but that kills my duration more, and I don't want that. But that'll get me to 105%, but I can't fit it on because I don't have anywhere to put it. I don't even know if link builds work anymore because you have such massive damage reduction while it's on. I don't know which damage it's transferring over the line. You know what? I'm just going to scratch this entire idea. This used to work really well, but I don't think it does anymore. We can still try it. Because we're still going to be pretty hard to kill, but I want to have better energy. Ideally better duration as well, but I can live without if I need to, because I can always cast Energy Vampire. How much is that granting energy-wise? Drain energy per pulse, 55, that's pretty okay, but it's not going to do pulses super often, unless they changed how it works. And I don't think they did. Okay. Oh, Boreal's Hatred now. I forgot about that. We'll plop you on there, that'll help. See, that's better already. I keep forgetting this exists. It's like, we have 3 efficiency mods. Plus 1 or 2 of the arcane helms that are pretty okay. Oh, that's right. I want to get on arcane. Actually, we can keep this pure survival. We'll do Arcane Aegis and Arcane Grace. So what Arcane Aegis does, I've harped on how great Arcane Aegis is. Arcane Grace is like Arcane Aegis, but for health. 9% chance for 6% health regeneration per second for 9 seconds. It's pretty good for your health. Arcane Aegis is the same, but for shields, and it only activates. These only activate when damage is being received by your shields or your health. Arcane Aegis used to be dummy busted because it would work no matter what damage you were taking. And it was basically any hit you received, period, had a chance of activating it. So you basically had perma shield regen forever. Because you'd hit like the invulnerability, the shield gating, and it would still, any hits that were occurring during that time still counted. It was nuts. They nerfed the crap out of it. And the same thing happened to Arcane Barrier. It used to work no matter what was being hit. So like, you could lose all but like 10 of your health, and you could still have it activate, and you'd just be up full shields, and you were Gucci. Then they made it so that Arcane Barrier and Aegis would only activate on your shields, and so Arcane Barrier went from being, this could actually work as an option, to being utterly worthless compared to the other survival arcane options out there, which is sad. I think you can like, I've done an entire mathematical dissection on stream of why Arcane Aegis is better in every conceivable way than Arcane Barrier now, and why you can still you can barely make an argument for Arcane Barrier on Hildren, but Arcane Aegis, if you can only have one of them, Arcane Aegis wins every time. If you can fit both because you don't care about anything else, do it. Go nuts. Go ham, dude. Hildren can get away with it. Harrow might be able to get away with it. Volt or Mag are also maybe, possibly, kinda, sortas can get away with it. Almost nobody else can. Well, really, any frame that can regenerate shields can maybe get away, or has very high native shields and can regenerate them, is usually gonna be able to get away with it, but, or can't regenerate them, whatever. Aegis is good. Barrier, bad, despite the rarity discrepancy. Grace is also really good, but it's, in my opinion, really only good for frames that have a very large health pool, which, unfortunately, our character here does not. In particular. Actually, we don't need either of these. I'm keeping them on there for giggles' sake. You can make an argument as well for Arcane Guardian, which provides a flat amount of additional armor for 20 seconds. And it'll kick in no matter what in fact, I'll put that on instead of Grace. It's a flat amount of armor, and it'll kick in no matter what damage is being dealt. That can be health, it can be shields, and you'll get it anyway. The problem is armor doesn't affect shields at all, so it only affects your health. But we have regen options like Bless and Well of Life. Well of Life is terrible. Bless is much better. But I have to be able to activate those. I'm tempted to put on Rage, actually, or one of the Rage likes, or possibly Quick Thinking, kind of just for the giggles. I want to have a survivability build. Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's go. Alright, I think we're good. This isn't an especially good build. The reason Trin builds like this became a thing at all was because we could do self-damage and we could transmit it through the link. We cannot do this anymore.
I'll take that.
So it is not especially good, I regret to say. So we'll do a capture. Actually, we'll do... Wasn't there a survival? Yeah, we'll do survival. I wanted to make more headway on this faster, but here we are. Hello to anybody just tuning in. It's Warframe Wednesdays. It's what I do every Wednesday. It is not my most exciting stream. If you like Warframe, then you might get something interesting out of it, but if you don't, totally get it. Not nearly as unique as my Mecha Monday stream, which is dedicated to doing something giant robot related or mecha adjacent. Let's hit you with the energy pulse, please. Well, that's much better. Oh, you would. Wow, yeah, that's doing no damage to them at all. That's fine. So yeah, Link builds are apparently very much non-functional now. That's too bad. I knew they were in a bad state to non-workable state, but to see how far they've fallen is sort of distressing. If not particularly surprising.
Life support on the way.
I want to say they used to have like a damage amp effect where it did more damage to things, or dished out more damage than you received. But that looks like it doesn't. Now it works like a Thorns type thing, where it's like damage you receive and then a percentage of that damage gets bounced back. So any damage reducing abilities you have going on aren't going to do you any good. That it can only affect 3 enemies at once is particularly distressing. It did not used to be that bad. Which, of course, lends credence to the old joke saying of Scott, one of the devs for Digital Extremes, being like, "Oh, it's Wednesday, time to nerf Trinity." In his defense, Trinity was busted. Trinity was gross busted. Like, pure invulnerability for a very long stretch of time. Give me energy, please. Thank you. It stings. Oh, you know what? I'm doing this the wrong way. Let's do this the right way. Much better. Get painted.
Get ready for a capsule.
Status effects. Remember, Frag? They're king right now. The game was not always like this. I'm not saying it's bad now. It's not, but it is not the game I initially signed up for. It's still fun. I enjoy it. But I can understand why some of my similarly long-playing peers have problems and take umbrage. I get it. Trust me, I get it. Oh, wow, that gauge is going down quick. Okay, let's fix that.
Life support activated.
Do I not? I have no energy at all? Okay. I didn't want to hit my one at all, in fact. I wanted to hit my...
Life support incoming.
I wanted to hit my 4. I don't know what I was thinking. Regrets, I've had a few.
Life support has been replenished.
Alright, let's cast my 2 here. That gave me a big burst of energy. It's one of the things I like that they've done to Energy Vampire, though, is it lets you cast the power on an enemy and then, like, immediately get the energy back on kill. Oh, hi. What's that? Go away. How are those, status effects working on you, bud? Oh, wow. Stop it. Get out of there. Like, I'm glad he got stuck, but at the same time... Oh, she's back. She's gonna Gala my Ramus, and I don't want my Gala rammed. Oh, hi, bye. That means she's summoned a dog, too, which is the main practical upshot. So I've got, like, multiple layers of damage reduction going on. Which, of course, is good. Stop.
Tenno, prepare for life support.
There we go. Where are you? There you are. That's what I want. Do I have enough?
Additional life support has arrived.
I do. I want you. Give. Much better. Okay, let's get out of here. Peace. Yeah, the reason I want... Oh, no, I have to go the other way. The reason I want to go and have 2 of the Murmur mods revealed is that way, if I happen to get the first one right, which would be awesome, then the second one I can find out if my second mod is the second mod or the third. So you're basically with one... Where the hell? With one assassination attempt, you've got basically 2 tries worth of information. Ideally. Or 3. Or more, depending. Like, if the second one winds up being right, then you know what the third one is. You know what the third one is regardless, but... Oh, shoot, I haven't been looking at that, so I've got to fix that. I've got to buy the parent sequence armor. Nice. So yeah, some meta strategy going on there. Yeah, I'm sort of sad what they've done to Trinity. It's hard to justify using Trinity in this day and age. You can still... I think she's still got significant value for...
Warmer, closer, over. No, not. Oh.
What? She's still got value for hunting Eidolons, I feel.
What?
Only halfway done it. Okay. We're gonna switch to a frame that actually kills things. Sorry. Sorry, Trin. It's been real. Actually, we'll do Fraggoth for the crowd control he can get up to. I've been meaning to put time into Fraggoth, and I really haven't done it. I think this is the one where I can do balloon. Yeah. This isn't great, but I can make this work. I do have energy? I do have energy, okay. And I am energized? Good. I have grace as well, which is sort of a 50-50 prospect, but we won't talk about it. So Gloom is pretty rad. You can have a 90... It's 95% slow, right? Yeah, you can have a 95% slow. Which, for those of you tuning in who don't have any conception of what that means, which is totally understandable, it's very slow. Like, you make enemies go at the speed of not at all. Like, they just stop. They're like slow motion. Very slow. So I need to change my sigils here real quick. I need to change my back sigil to be Loka. So Sevagoth can, he's got the crowd control down. He also can do some damage, but he's kind of complicated to use. I don't really fully grasp how to use him effectively.
You have excellent taste.
Alright, I know I have excellent taste. I'm good at what I do.
We offer these to
Do I have... Oh, I have all the armor already for this, so I can just straight up start buying relevant packs. Yes! Give me more of that. More of that. And that's good too. I need Scourge Prime. But I really need that. I need as many of those as you can throw me, because that's probably going to be the one that takes forever, although it's a lith. You could probably get pickup groups for that. Nell Prime, I have the Nell. Gara Prime. Oh wait, no, that was... whatever. We're okay. So we're going to be buying a lot of those in the future. So that's fine. What's this sigil on my chest? Where are you? Is that the rank sigil? I have no idea. Okay. So we're going to try this. It does not, I don't think, boost my damage output. I think that's what my 2 is for. Or is it my 1? It may be my 1. Yeah, it's my 1. You give them this, they take more damage thing. So basically I use my 3 to slow them down. I think I ignore my 2. So to detonate afflicted enemies, what percentage of their health is radiant damage? Souls of the dead fill the death well. Yeah. It's mostly going to be Reap though. The 3 and the 1 is what I'm mostly using it for. Now my biggest difficulty is energy here. Because I have extremely low efficiency. That's very low. I have some duration. Some. It's not a lot. We've got adaptation for durability's sake. This could really use a Forma. I'm not going to do it though, because I am still in like single-digit Forma, and I have at least 2 more weapons of a Tenet nature to acquire and Forma up, so not high on my list at the moment. So we'll try a... I'm not going to do Mob Dev because I'm not confident that I can carry that off. I do... we can do... Yeah, we can do this, this X-Term. Get us settled in on the idea. Sevagoth's main gimmick, though, is that he can become this ghost thing that flies around. That's quite powerful and damaging, but I think his base form abilities are probably the more useful ones. I just need a big honkin' chunk of energy to get this off the ground, because it's got a lot of energy consumption, and I need to be able to cast 2 powers in fairly quick succession here in order to survive what this thing's going to try and do to me. Don't friggin' hit me from orbit, you jerk. There, see? Slow. Stop. Am I doing this the hard way? Much better. So, as you can see, and I think you only drain energy when enemies are in range, and the range expands, I want to say, over time. I may have to rework the build to have higher range. That's okay. Just get some energy real quick. What I really want, though, is is an energy orb to appear on the ground so that I can shoot it with my pistol and gain energy from it.
You're still in the clear. No detection from enemy sensors.
Thank you for doing that. Don't run. Wow, the vacuum range is pretty huge. I thought for sure I was standing far enough away. Jeez Louise. Okay. Well, I can give it a test run. So as you can see, it's actually not draining too quickly. Probably because I don't have a ton of enemies being affected at once. And I kill enemies and it reduces the... Yeah, it does expand a bit. That's... I thought the range was shorter than I expected. It also provides a buff, I think, to allies' lifesteal buff, if memory serves. Which is, I guess, practical in a way. Oh, hey, come on over. I want to slow Mr. Dropping in. Yeah. Oh, no. Don't not like that. That's better. Okay, I want to shoot the energy orb, though. There we go. Much better. So I've got a mod on my pistol that doesn't work on things that explode, I don't think. That makes it so that you gain extra energy for orbs that you shoot. And they get... It's like 150% energy, I think. Or orb effect. So, to say it's fairly good, I guess. I didn't even see you there. My apologies, mate. So, this is Crowd Control City right now. I like it. But my energy is a concern. So I'll just keep an eye on it. Is it? It's right behind me, isn't it? Yeah, it is. Oh, we got it already. Nice. So, what I can do now, though, is now I can do this. And I'm quite strong with this, because it's, I think, it's got its own weapon, which you can mod a bit. And it's modified, I think, by power strength, and I've got quite a lot of that. The problem is I don't remember what any of its abilities do. It's one I know is a pull, like that. I don't know what its 2 does. Its 2 looks like it's a rush. This is like Loon, except I think it's, it doesn't slow. So, like, what's the point? 4 should transfer me back into my body. And it lasts a fair amount of time, which is also nice. Good, another dog's showing up. I forgot about that. So when you die, like Necros, you transform, and that's kind of bad.
Parasites and looters to dispatch.
Get slowed. Oh, he did. That's gotta get me pretty close. Yeah, I need one more. Two more? Two more. You can tell he's trying, and I admire it. I admire that he's trying. These aren't exactly the ideal melee weapon or loadout in general, but it's okay. Oh, hi. How's it going? Pretty dead. Neat. Ah, I should have called that before I killed those rooms. That's okay. Oh, I don't know where the center of the elevator is.
Bet you didn't think you were gonna bump into me today.
Oh no!
Oh, Vala is gonna be livid when she
Oh,
hears
that's oh, this is suboptimal.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run.
I'm about to run out of
Another
energy.
successful mission. Find extraction.
Swings. That's bad.
blah blah blah.
I have repaid some measure of what I
Come
owe.
on, come on. Just go down. 'Cause all I need to do is take the dog. There we go. Okay, we can get out of here now. We can go. And, yeah, we will. Oh, good. We're right near the exit, too, so that's fine.
Hey, sweetie, guess what? By the time I'm done with you, you'll never form a consonant again. I'm taking your stuff.
No, not my consonants. I use those. Yeah, let's go. I'm the most accurate. 182% accuracy. Oh yeah, look at those field-drawn samples. Yes, so many. So yeah, Fraggoth is good against like individual enemies that you want to be just utterly under your thrall and can't move. So he's great for the actual assassination portion. He's not so great at, well, he could deal with crowds, kinda. Let's see, the next one of the ones was a Mob Def, I think. For Mob Def, I'm gonna... there's a couple ways I can cheese a Mob Def. I don't know that Mesa can actually shoot the dogs. Otherwise, I would go Mesa in a heartbeat. I would go Mesa without even thinking. But I don't think she can hit the dogs. I can try. I know Protea can. I think. I'm doubting everything now. Let's go... Let's go Protea. Protea, I understand. I know Protea. I didn't want to do that. I did not. I wanted to do the Vertilac. Right? I could do Path Assist as well, I guess. It's a bunch of weapons I can pick that are all quite capable. Oh, you know what? I'll do the Sigma Octanus.
Me too.
Because the one I have is modded to kill.
Operator, please return.
We
covered
only
in
need you to
blood.
kill.
Safe and sound.
Hey, Vala, honey. Guess who got a sector?
So
Don't hate
we'll
me too
do
much.
a Mob Def. I'm moderately confident.
mission. You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
They'll have plenty of robotics. Helpers never fight for themselves.
There we go. I was just camping this thing to get the energy.
You've got to find a terminal. Proceed and prepare.
Now I've got enough to do a bunch of turret casts. Oh, it's farther away than I thought. That's okay. Guess we'll just have to move closer.
Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend.
I'll lure it back this way. I'm not going to activate the Thingus, because I want that thing getting shots. They went away. Oh god. The damage adds up.
First rule of success.
Ah, you would.
Well, you've overlooked something. Hello? This is a really bad idea on your part.
She's not wrong. Because I have to get close to her.
I think you should take some me time.
She teleported onto me, didn't she? Gas damage? Are you serious? Don't gas me.
By the time I'm done with you, you're gonna look like a normal person reflected in a puddle.
There's a lot of cover and it's actually using it, which is annoying. Okay. So I need to chase her off because otherwise she will kill the thing and I cannot have that. Oh good, we got the second murmur. But I don't know what it is. Please shoot her. Nice. Okay. I would have thought for sure. Please come into range. Wow, what hit me? Oh, it must have been a gas proc. Did she leave? No. Very emphatically, she did not leave. We might be okay if she stays over there and keeps in her lane. But I can't guarantee that. That's actually not a bad area for me to target her. Over there. Unless she's underneath, in which case it's a bad area. I'm gonna get some more energy and then I'm gonna hit her with the business. Yeah, okay. Shoot her! Okay. I guess they weren't in range.
You're about as convincing as someone who stars in their own commercials.
This is normally not such a problem.
Blah, blah, blah.
Thank you. I was gonna say. We're past due. Alright, so what I'm gonna do now, I'm probably going to regret. I need that energy hit. So, in service of getting that energy hit, we're going to hit our 4 button. Going to go over here. We're just going to bounce around and hope that those can take her out. As intended. You ran? Okay, good. We're fine. We're fine. I did get a turret out, kind of. Okay, so we're going to cast our 3 again. Just get tanked up on energy. So I need to make her go unconscious 3 times before she books. Alrighty, we should be fine. I messed that up. I was meant to vault. Where did you go? Wow. Well, it's alright. That escape teleport is deeply frustrating, and I think she knows it. Oh! Apparently I counted as dying there. That's interesting. Huh. Let's get our 3 out. Where'd you go? There you are.
I know.
She should be leaving. She did. Okay, good. We're fine. Now we can go about our day. The disadvantage is that it resets her aggro meter, so I'll have to do several missions before she shows up again, as opposed to showing up every mission. We'll live. Alright. Oh look, another dog. Great.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
I mean, it's not great because I still have the objective up, but, you know. I need you to get away from that, thank you. Yeah, it won't do, these turrets don't do bucket loads of damage per shot until they have a really high multiplier, which is why I've kind of set it to have a high duration and kind of lowish strength. I'd kind of like to have more strength, but it's hard to do while keeping the duration as high as I've got it, and keeping our range at a moderate level. I'd like slightly higher range too if I could get it, but... Oh jeez, another one. I'm glad I'm getting all the dogs, but like,
I'm Nintendo. This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend.
there we go.
We are finished here. Move on.
So despite the fact that this mission took a lot longer than it needed to, at least I didn't, like, pop the thing in immediately and then have the defense target get annihilated by the Sister of Parvos. That would have been bad.
Terminal spotted.
Oh, this one's easy to defend. This one's as easy as pressing 3, pressing 2, pressing 2 again, and then, like, I don't know, going
I'm
nuts.
Nintendo. This will take a moment.
Actually, I want to do 2, 2. That one, like, facing it, maybe. That'll keep it defended.
Still working on it. Continue to defend.
So cool things about the turrets, the shots arc between enemies, so they're pretty good. They deal with crowds fairly well, even though they only shoot however often.
The odds were against
They
us,
don't shoot
Nintendo.
at corpses, unfortunately. Although I think shots that... I'm upset that that hit me. I am.
Game fine, lady. Good luck.
That's how you do that. I think there was a way to...
Ooh, wah, wah. Is this all you have?
I'll try with Mesa to see if Mesa can target, but the problem is Mesa is like stationary when she's shooting at things. So I'm like super dodgy on that proposition. It's a good way to get killed a lot, very frustratingly. So we'll try it.
You make this so hard to watch.
Loke.
Closer. Closer.
Closer. Wah. Alright. I do not have a Loke equipped at the moment, so we'll get a Loke equipped. Do I have a... No, I do not. Okay. So, what I can do now, though, is I can, like, bypass the whole thing. But I need to know one of them. If I only know 2, what I can do, because I can equip an Ool, and Ools are great. Oh my god, Ools are fantastic. I don't use them because they are so good, and I don't want to burn them early, but I have like 4 of them now, so I can afford to at this point. So they're a wild card. They will work for anything. So you just can... You could actually equip, I think, 3 Ools in a row, just to bang through one, but that feels an awful lot like cheating. Can you? I've never actually tried that. Can you do that? Maybe not. You may not be able to do that. You may only be able to equip 1. So don't disregard everything I just said. You can only equip 1 at a time, but that's more than enough. Okay, we're gonna try a Mesa. And this time, when she shows up, she's getting bullied. We will commence the bullying. And for this one, I think we've got a capture free, right? And what's her chance of showing up?
I think we
She's
need to
enraged,
talk
so practically guaranteed still. That's nice. So we'll do a capture. She should show up. She should show up. And we'll be able to find out pretty quickly. I'm Hail Marrying right now. Now, probably the optimal placement
We received intel that somebody
of an
vital to
Ool
enemy
is in the first
operations
slot,
is here. Find
but
them
you
and
sort of
capture
need to
them.
know what's coming later to get that. Oh, jeez. Okay. Thank you. Really, you want to use it when you actually know what you have to work with. So if I do this,
The capture target has vital information that will lead to extract. We need our subject brought back alive.
oh, I did get it, okay. I was like, oh, why can't I interact? Because I already am.
Mission complete. The captive has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done. It looks like heavy activity ahead.
Alright, so we want to hang around just long enough for our sister to show up. Our sister of Parvos. And to that end, there we go. I think. Or is that just the dog? That might just be the dog. The dog is fine too. Well, at least that works on the dogs. She's not going to show up, is she? Whatever, we'll take it slow. That's fine. So Mesa is still strong. If she can still shoot at the sisters, then she'll be great. But if she can't, well, we'll figure it out. We're just going to walk to the exit to give her as much time to show up as we can. We still need some affinity on this gun, so it's not a problem. Get that active. So, the Tenet Arcoplasmor is almost as good as a launcher type weapon in the sense that it hits a reasonably large area, but when it hits a wall, it bounces off it. So you can actually, like, these enclosed box rooms, you can basically hit everything in it just from, like, the initial shot, and then it'll, like, bounce off walls and hit things again sometimes. If the projectile isn't used up, which, you know. In any case, you have a very good chance of hitting stuff. Dog again. Still no Sister of Parvos. Cat frustrating. not wholly surprising. We'll keep walking.
Bet you didn't think you were gonna bump into
C'est
me today.
magnifique.
This
Or you
is
can
a
kill me.
really bad idea on your part. You're about as convincing as someone who stars in their own commercials.
Okay, I need energy. And for energy, I forgot to hit my 1. That's not so good. Why am I not shooting? Oh, because I already killed her. Nice. Alright, so tricky part. Actually killing her. Without dying. Preferably.
I'm not sure what's wrong with you, but it's getting worse.
Oh, nice. We got one right. Cool.
No. Me asking for mercy is totally hypocritical. And I hate hypocrites. But I am one, so I'm okay with that. Don't kill me! By the time I'm done with you, you're gonna look like a normal person reflected in a puddle.
That's not good. The puddle thing, too. Get dead.
I'm gonna do that to your favorite filth and make you watch. Get
Where did you go?
ready to make the biggest mistake of your career.
Oh, she teleported way over there. Okay, okay. It's fine. I prefer she didn't, but, you know. Okay. Ooh. Okay, I wasn't expecting to get the first 2 right at all. So I'm about to get her right on my first actual assassination attempt. So that's nice. Where are you? Got her. Because I have an Ool equipped. So, if I had waited to get all 3, and I knew what the third one was, and I happened to put it in the right spot, that would have been a perfect attempt. This is still as close to perfect as you're reasonably likely to get, so I'll take that win. That is a win. So we just bypassed, like, having to encounter her like 3 or 4 times, and now we're just going to the good part. I'm gonna grab Fraggoth out again. Because now she has transitioned to the Shadow Realm. Fraggoth, and I'm going to real quick form a U. What did I want to do here? Was it a, I think it was another D polarity, and then, yeah, probably a V. And then another hyphen. Yeah. D, V somewhere, and then a hyphen polarity, like here or something, I don't know. Or here. Doesn't matter. And what can we plop in here for now? We can swap Toxic Barrage out for, like, what's it called? Contagious Spread.
Operator, were you visualizing?
Absolutely didn't want to do that.
Me too.
Throwing Point Blank is a mod that I want equipped. Yeah, that bumps our damage up quite a bit. A fair amount. That I have Blast on there sucks, though. Blast is trash. Trash. Blast is not a great status, I regret to say. It is unfortunately one of the risks you take trying to get Chilling Reload on there in any capacity. Corrosive is good, but since Blast is its opposite number, it's pretty bad, and I kind of want to avoid radiation, because radiation is natively on the weapon, and it does not need more help. At all. It does not need more help. So, like, viral heat would be the way to go, but that's really hard to do, because... Actually, corrosive heat would be better, but I want chilling reload on there. You could also go gas magnetic route. Gas, magnetic, and radiation isn't too bad. It's good for I mean, gas is good against infested. Magnetic is good against corpus shields. So we'll go with that for now. Alrighty, and we're going to be getting a pistol out of all this with admittedly a terrible roll, which is sad, but that was the breaks. Oh, Warren Steele just finished Heavy Time. Really enjoyed it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. I love Heavy Time. Heavy Time is a lot of fun. Right now, I'm doing a read-through of... and I'm sorry if you posted that like 10 minutes ago and I didn't see it because I have not been paying attention to my chat at all. So my bad. I'm starting a read-through of Quarantine by Greg Egan, which is a nice little novel. I'm a Greg Egan fanboy, I'm sorry. After I do that, though, I will be reading the sequel to Heavy Time, Hellburner, which picks up shortly after Heavy Time leaves off. I want to say it's like a year or two after, at most, and a bunch of the cast comes back. So I'm super glad you dug it. I like CJ Cherry as an author a lot. I think she's brilliant. And she's quite prolific. I took some time to look at her her extended bibliography, and she has done more recently than I had ever dreamed she had done. She's done a lot of novels in the intervening years. I knew she had done a lot in like the 80s and 90s, but I didn't realize how much she's done in the aughts. She's done quite a bit, which is great. I'm glad she's been as prolific as she is, because I think she does a very good job doing world building and character building that a lot of authors could take some serious notes from. I think she's quite good and underappreciated, if anything. So I'm glad people are digging that. So yeah, I'll definitely be doing the sequel to that after I do this shortish novel, Quarantine, which isn't about the kind of quarantine you think it is, I swear. Depends on what you call a disease, really. So it's pretty good. And it kind of reads as a murder mystery, or at least a mystery novel, with some different accoutrements. Let's go to that. That's where I want to be. Is it Venus Proxima that they show up? Or Neptune Proxima, there we go, that's what I thought. No worries, looking forward to it. Good, good, good. Excellent. It'll be fun. I also don't remember the exact plot synopsis all that well from Hellburner. I should probably reread it beforehand, but I won't. I'll just wing it. It'll be great. You're going to recognize some plot beats, for better or for worse. Some of it's going to be somewhat familiar, but it does go its own way, and it does kind of set things up for one of the next novels chronologically, which is Down Below Station, which I highly recommend, because it kind of has this big seminal moment that kind of defines the setting. It does a lot to define the setting and say, hey, this is what the setting is all about. This is why this setting is the way it is. This is why things are like they are in Cytine, the novel, and the planet, for that matter.
Cruise ship.
So it's
Put
pretty
yourselves
good.
between me and them.
But it doesn't get to like the really interesting / important bit for a while, because a lot of it is kind of like, this is kind of why people are different. This is what they're worried about. This is,
All bays.
you know,
Fire.
these are the things that make them think. Why is that thing still moving? I zapped it. It's not moving anymore.
Launch
No, get over.
fighters. Why isn't there a button for that? Torpedoes.
Oh, sure thing.
Real pretty.
No, thank you very much. Glad you enjoyed The Moon is a Harsh Mistress. I sort of am disappointed with how my reading of that turned out, because it's kind of a hard book to read aloud. But if you dug it, that's good. That's what counts. I think it's a great novel. Partly in the way it just kind of describes, this is how you would perform, how you would set up a guerrilla cell, if you wanted, or a revolutionary cell network. It's like a blueprint, and I love that aspect. So if you've ever been thinking about it, there you go. Yeah, I know my stream time is at a kind of awkward time for a lot of people, because it is the middle of the day, / morning. But it's the time I have free, so it's when I do it. But that's why they all get uploaded to YouTube.
Have faith, sister. When your
So yeah,
time
you have a good one
comes,
too.
your
Thank you very
sister
much.
shall sing. But your time is not yet.
Oh boy. And now the villain started with their talking.
How can you be here?
How can you be here?
This is
Oh
all going wrong.
You may not say much, but those pop guns of yours certainly do sing a sad
Skip the
old
cinematic,
opera,
please.
don't
Oh,
they?
yes.
Why do you have to make me choose between
Oh,
you
it's so slow.
and Mr. Parvos? You know that's no choice I can make.
Alright, so I've got to kill a couple things
Your desire
before I
has
do
been
that.
rewarded with protection from Brother Parvo. Deploying specters.
I want to do that.
May they be your shields.
The dog's got gun
guards have
already.
If you too must fall,
So we should be okay.
a grievous price.
Don't you tell me you love me?
I don't think this is
care how
mine.
bad
No,
you
this
wanna
is
live.
mine.
Oh my. You just worked her right over, Trisha.
We could be here a while.
I'm so proud of you. But you need to be quiet now.
It's really not taking a lot of damage, is it? Oh, okay, let me turn it off. Hello. Here we go.
Wait, no. Not while everything's still so messy.
Oh, that looked like it was gonna lag out. Okay, we're good. We're good. Ooh, I went the wrong way.
Turn around. Get back on your little spaceship and leave. Right now.
I don't think I will.
All right.
Oh wait, that's mine.
Do this.
Authorizing
Galaranus.
protective specter deployment. I shall not lose another of my sisters.
Oh, I need to slow her down. There we
You
go.
stand
Oh, I need to
undefended,
turn
sister.
that off.
Show them how hard we can fight.
Get ready to make make the biggest mistake of your career.
The teleporting ones are so aggravating.
Take your favorite move and make you watch.
Okay, so this one's mine. We're getting rid of it now. I don't want to be called microcephalic on my best day or my worst. So we're not converting her because she doesn't have a convert a thingus, ephemera, so we are vanquishing. It's a Van Quiche. Quiche. Speaking of which, I should really stream Vanquish. That game's rad. I just wish I were better at it. Vanquish, the game, for all those wondering, is a third-person shooter by our good friends at Platinum Games of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance and what is going on? Turn on the slow mode, thank you. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, Bayonetta, Bayonetta 2, Wonderful 101, a number of titles. Near Automata they did the development for, and more recently, sadly, to everyone's chagrin, Babylon's Fall, which I haven't played and have no opinion on. I have very strong opinions on season passes and the like, but, oh wow, that hurts. But that's neither here nor there. Warframe doesn't get everything right, but the way it's done seasons has been the least objectionable in my experience. I should really get my Necromech out and do the same thing as they're doing. Also, it being like $70 plus doing those extra transactions on top is kind of trash, in my opinion. I've had strong, contentious problems with my Square Enix and their various business models and preferences for the last while. Oh, nice, a Baruch. Or somebody using... Yeah, it's a Baruch. I like Baruchs. Baruchs are good people. Oh, just extract now.
I have other, less weak sisters.
So, NFTs. Anybody who starts saying anything about NFTs and really wants you to believe it, start questioning that. Sorry, NFT fans. You're being taken for a ride.
Torpedoes! Blow 'em up real pretty.
All I ask for the NFT fans, and I guess by extension the crypto fans out there, is think about the flow of money. Who benefits?
Let us move things along.
The person who's running the network and came up with the currency is the one benefiting. Typically. Sorry. I try not to get on a soapbox too often on these. There's a few things I will. Usually about the relative merits of reading books and stuff, even if they are not, even and maybe especially if they are, quote, banned or otherwise frowned upon. Burning of books I consider to be the greatest heresy. Oh, we got a Requiem ultimatum? Oh! 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 I don't think I had any of those before. Okay. Because those, I think, are the things that you can use to immediately fight them, right? Yeah. I'm confident I don't have one of those yet.
Orders has received messages for the operator.
Alright, so we want that. We care very much about getting that, and we're going to equip it immediately, and I'm going to throw a blue potato on it and everything. Blue potato, claimerate. We don't need you. I'm going to sell you, sorry. Peace out, have a good one. I don't need the credits, but you're gone. Let's get that puppy equipped pronto soonish. Pop pop. Upgrad. Actionem. Upgrad. Install Catalyst, or Blue Potato, as we have taken to calling them. They do have a radio attack on this. I did not know that. I thought this one was just a simple shooter. What do you do? Headshot speed up reload. It says they are rail slugs, but it also says things about going boom. I like things that go boom. So this is dealing gas damage, and that means it does heat damage natively. So it's good I didn't go for heat. At the same time, I wish I'd gone for radiation or magnetic, because more elements are better elements generally, in my experience. With that said, though, we can make some... We can get some build going here. Let me just get real quick, not Barrel Diffusion, Lethal Torrent on there.
Operator? Orders wonders.
What's its crit? Its crit is okay. I might make this a crit weapon. I think about it. How many points do I have free? Wow, we can go either way. It's got good status chance from the jump. 40% status from the jump is pretty respectable. That's one of the things I kind of don't like about Tenet and Kuva weapons, is they are good for either route, either crits or status. So it's sometimes very difficult for me to choose. I mean, you have multiple loadout slots, so you don't have to choose. You can do both. And because you have such high capacity for them, you can really do both. What I want to do first, though... let's see if it's heat natively. Let me think. I'm going to go for crit on this against my better judgment. Gets up to 5x. Oh, I don't want that. I want crits. Where are you? Creeping Bullseye has higher crit chance. It does reduce your fire rate, which is bad, but we have Lethal Torrent, and that's going to completely counteract it. It's why this mod is unfortunately better in every way than Primed Pistol Gambit, because you're never, ever on pistols not having Lethal Torrent equipped. I cannot think of a situation in which you would not have Lethal Torrent equipped. Multi-shot's just too good. Having multi-shot and bonus fire rate is just too good. So, Creeping Bullseye. Now, crit chance is kind of eh. I don't know if I like that. Crit damage is pretty good, though. Part of me wants to double down and get this on there. But I don't go for headshots. What is this from? Give me a sec. I gotta look this up. Because I think I've heard this before, but I didn't think this was a Darius track, nor did I think it was a Zuntata track. Google. Zuntata. Shining Queen. What is it from? Cleopatra Fortune? What is Cleopatra Fortune? It looks like it's a Tetris or Bust-A-Move kind of game. By Taito, which is about right. One sec, let me just mute the vid real quick. Yeah, it's like a Tetris-like. Cool. Banging soundtracks are the best. But yeah, thanks for tuning in again, Warren Steele. I know you can't hear me now, but it is a much-needed morale booster. Critical damage when aiming for 9 seconds. That might be able to be doable. Because it's only on kill. It doesn't care about anything else. I don't think I've ever put this on a weapon. Huh. Interesting. Oh, well, okay. No, I've definitely put... I mean, if I've boosted the... If I've leveled it up, I've obviously equipped it at some point. Because that's easy to accomplish. The problem I have with galvanized crosshairs is that it has to be a headshot. And in order to get the stacking bonus, it has to be a headshot kill. Which you'll probably get if you're going for them, but I have bad aim. So... Secrets of Frag. He can't shoot good. I can't believe I'm really turning this into a crit weapon. And that's going to work off of base. So 75% of 2.4 is... Oh, don't put the calculator there. What? Of course that's not working. There we go. 2.4 times 0.75 plus 2.4 is 4.2. So 1.8, that's going to be 6.8 on kill. That's actually respectable. I can work with that. Its base damage isn't superb, but it's not horrendous. The problem is that's 1, 2, 3 slots taken up by crit. That's my problem with crit, actually, in Warframe, is that in order to really get it working for you, you're taking up a ton of slots to make it happen. And it's 78%, which means it's gonna kick in most of the time. Most of the time. But it's less guaranteed than I'd like. I may, for now, ignore that and go for... Some weapons have a high enough base crit chance, like if it's... This is borderline, but going higher, like a 30 to 50 base, you can be like, I'm just going to ignore crit chance in favor of going with as much crit damage as I can go. But that's kind of stopgap because you want to capitalize on both. Because if you have 30 to 50% crit chance, you can be hitting like orange crits with every single shot you deal, and why wouldn't you do that? And orange crits, I think, are another 100%. I want to say another 100% crit damage. 1 sec. I may be misquoting. Warframe. Crit. Critical hit. There we go. Relativity absolute increases. Blood rush. No. Critical multiplier. Critical multiplier. Here we go. No. Crit tiers. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Alright, chance for a yellow crit. A yellow crit is going to be... Okay, but it's not telling me what that tier does. Where's the tier? Ah, here's the... I love this track so much. I love Zuntata. They're so much fun. Okay. Every attack will crit, but will also gain a chance to deal an even stronger crit. At the crit, as the critical chance increases, the tier of critical damage does so as well. Tell me what that is. The damage. What is the crit damage from that? Point strike has a crit chance of that amount. Okay, very good. Okay, here's the math. The critical damage multiplier for these can be calculated as follows. Crit tier multiplier equals 1 plus crit tier times modded crit multiplier minus 1. So it is, I believe, 100% added on. I might be dead wrong on that. For every crit tier you go up. I'm going to ignore critical headshots. That's not worth looking at. They're giving the exact math. In practical terms, you're looking at like a 100% crit damage. By 100%, I mean, I think 1x added on, roughly. Or 100% at base, maybe. If that's what I'm remembering it as, that means it's probably right or extremely wrong. So give me a sec, I'm just reading this in greater detail. I'm sorry. Critical damage multiplier for these can be calculated as follows. Yeah. So a lens has, what's its base? Crit. It's 2x. Point strike is critical chance. Vital. Okay, so that'll bump it up to. If it's got a 2x crit multiplier, that'll bring it up to 220. Crit tier multiplier. 1 plus 2, because it's hitting the 2 crit. Okay. Times 2.0. Oh, it's a straight up multiplier on top. Never mind, I've been wrong. Per crit here, it's another multiplier on top. Okay, that's a lot. So you want to be hitting orange crits or higher all the time, is what is the bottom line. If you can't make a if you can't do a breakpoint above 100% crit, you're probably better off going for something else. So we're not going to go for it just yet. We will go for status instead, though, because status is freaking great. Especially with Galvanized Shot. Ooh, 40% direct damage per type, stacking up to 3 times. Okay. That's a lot of damage. Now, let me just double check what status type means in this instance. Galvanized Shot. Galvanized Shot. Did I spell that correctly? I did. Additional damage per unique proc on kill. So stacks won't matter. The number of stacks won't matter. The number of different types does. Now, does it care about... Does it have a limit, is my question. It does not cap out, because there was a time when, I don't know if that still applies either, on, what's it called? The melee one. What's the melee one? Condition Overload, where it was going, it had, let me just real quick find out if what that one does before I open my mouth and say something dead wrong. Condition Overload. Condition Overload. Because there was a time when Condition Overload would only take, like, it would only give a buff for, like, 3 different status attacks. It, like, capped out at a certain number of status effects at once. But this is a while ago. This is, like, a year ago. So it's been different for a while. Yeah, no, it goes up all the way up. If you can get 16 different status effects going, you've got a 1,280% damage multiplier, which is dumb. It's a lot. It doesn't. It's a lot. Okay. Very good. So we're going to go with status. So for status, you want as many effects as you can get. This weapon isn't going to be able to do it. Do as many as I would like, but that is A-okay. This actually does a certain amount of impact damage, so I could get away with hemorrhage. It can't really get away with hemorrhage as well as, oh, what's it called? The Tomb Finger. The Tomb Finger is like the poster child of this weapon can do hemorrhage. Actually, what might be better than that even is the Catch Moon, sadly. Because the Catch Moon's good at everything. We grumble at Catch Moon. I haven't pulled out my Catch Moon in a while. I really should, because that thing is pretty beastly. What I want to do, though, is I want to tweak to use a different status effect so that I have more. It uses heat natively, it uses the other natively. Which is the priority? Let me find out. So I'm going to throw on Convulsion. If it goes with, if it turns into Radiation, then I know that heat is the next elemental. So, okay. An explanation about how elemental modding is relevant would probably be a good idea here. So elemental modding is done in priority versus for where it's slotted in the weapon. And ordinarily that'll be, this is slot 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Where you get into some wonkiness is when a weapon has an element already on it. This already has an element on it. It's not gas, it's heat. However, because it is a tenet weapon, it also has an additional element, in this case, toxin, because that's the originating element that I had on there. This is where things get weird, and I don't know what it's going to do. So I'm going to throw Convulsion on here and see what elemental types I get, and then I know which order those last two elements are. It is Radiation. That's kind of what I expected. Okay, so I need to get something that combines with heat. What's a good element that combines with heat? Alternatively, I put on 2 elemental mods that are going to do something using poison. So I could use, I could get like Viral on there. Or I could do, if I do Convulsion and Pathogen rounds, for instance, that would give me Corrosive and Heat. But unfortunately that burns up so much mod juice because I wanted to fit on Primed Heated Charge, because that's a lot of damage. Primed Heated Charge is a lot of damage, so I want to fit that on if I possibly can. So what I can do instead is mix you, and I want to do Corrosive. And for that I can do you, and I can do Pistol Pestilence level 0. Let me not do that. Let's do Jolt level 0. How much are these at max cap? They're 90 times 90. That's 180. That would actually be a little better, I think, than doing what I'm about to do here. And I actually short 1 point. I'm short 1 point and I can't do it anyway. Sugar. That's fine. We will just go with Convulsion and Pathogen rounds. That way we've got Heat and Corrosive. Corrosive obliterates Grineer pretty well. Heat is good against just about everything. Infuriatingly. Heat is so good. Toxin is, of the single elements, it's basically like Heat, Toxin, and then everything else. You can make a case for Cold for its slowing. You can make a case for Electricity, because not a whole lot resists electricity. I don't think. And it arcs between enemies, but it never does a ton of damage on its own. It's really only good against shields, and Cold is kind of the same way, and you might as well be doing Magnetic at that point. But Heat is great against practically everything, but particularly armored targets, because it cuts their armor in half, and infested targets, because it hurts them more. And its status effect does damage over. Its Heat is dummy good It's dumb how good heat is. I know one of the things me and some other people were hoping was that when um, the status reworks were coming along, they'd make it so that cold, if you built up a high enough status, it would like freeze enemies in place. And it doesn't do that; it just slows them down a lot. Or made them more fragile. In which case, cold would go from being kind of to being a really good, because it'd basically be like a mini viral. But you wouldn't be able to fit it on with viral at the same time. So, I don't think lightning. Anybody had any constructive ideas on how to make lightning good? Toxin ignores shields, so it's extremely good against Corpus. Once you get the status proc rolling. So 2431 versus. It'll be close. We'll work with that for now. What is my status at now? 72%. What will it be if I do corrosive? If I do bop. Bop. What is this? Someone's excitable. Invader girl with an exclamation point. Status goes up to 120%. That's pretty rad. Let's capitalize. Let's get heat on there. Heat. And that bumps us up to 144%, which is rather a lot of status. So this little thing just became quite deadly, depending on what it actually does. So we'll find out. I still need the Toxin Ephemera, so let me switch to a Toxin, in quotes, frame. What is a Toxin, in quotes, frame? Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Give me a sec. Of course, I need to look it up because I cannot remember. My brain is tiny. Where are you? This track is kind of annoying, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the backbeat is rad, but the shrieking thing is not. Okay, well, I can get rid of... oh, I already did. So I just need the Tenet Tetra now, and everything after that is going to be farming for Ephemera. And right now I'm trying to get Toxin so I never have to worry about getting a single element again, and I can go for the Magnetic and Radiation, which are both great. They're dual elements. I like dual elements on my Tenet and Kuva weapons because... What is Vengeful Trickster? Is that the Radiation one? I think it is. Okay. So, where is my... There's the frame list. Toxin, Atlas, for whatever reason. Ivara, also for whatever reason. Korra, Necros, Nidus, Oberon, and Saren. Why Oberon is a Toxin frame is anybody's guess. He does radiation powers. I shrug. I shrug. Thematically, I get Saren. Most of the rest, I don't. I truly don't know. Why do I have so few listed for Magnetic? That's interesting. Well, whatever. We'll do... Why not Ivara, I guess. The one thing I need to do, though, is I need to get the Zorus equipped. That is the important thing. Nothing else matters quite so much. The Zorus isn't great. Do I have a Corpus one on here? I don't. I should get a Corpus one on here. Corpus modifier. I've got to start making that part of my de rigueur. Oh, let me get rid of these weapon things real quick, because I've got those already. Control. Yes, so that's saved. And I do have... Yeah, I do. Okay, good. The Zorus is important because that's how we get through the bit we need to get through in order to get the thing summoned. After that, everything's easy. Alright. So we're going to switch to solo now. And we want to go to Pluto. Pluto Hydra, probably. Yeah, Hydra. That's the one. Alright, we're just gonna take the time to get ourselves a new Sister of Parvos, and then I gotta dip. Actually, I have free time today, which is nice. So I do other streams throughout the week. I've already alluded to that. I have my Friday stream coming up, and it's going to be something a bit special. That's Bubble Bobble. Zuntata did Bubble Bobble? What? I had no idea. It might be their own remix, and they didn't actually do Bubble Bobble. But it sure is the Bubble Bobble theme. I would know. I spent a lot of time in Bubble Bobble. I'm not gonna say it's like the best game ever made, but I have played me some Booba Bobble. So there aren't too many guidelines for getting a Sister of Parvos to show up. The most important ones... Oh my gosh, where did you go? Don't do this. Oh, you're down. Okay. I'm gonna die. Please stop.
The captive has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done. Walkers incoming.
Heck with this. I'm gonna go cloaked. So the most important things are you have to do the Parvos time thing, which is done by finding one of the golden hand statues and putting a coin into it. You need to put the highest ranked coin in, which is a Zenith Granum Crown. That's the most important thing. However, there are some side criteria that sometimes can cause a little bit of difficulty. The biggest one is that it can't be too close to the end of the mission. And I didn't know this, so I was doing ones that were like 100 meters away from the end, and it wasn't working. You have to be something like, you have to be greater than 25%, or 30% of the way from the end. So if it's like 1,000 meters away, you need to be greater than 250, or 333 repeating, or 300, whatever. We're gonna be fine here, no problem. This is a non-issue, but it does have to be a Zenith Granum Crown. Now to do this, we've got the easy mode, easy part, which is use the Zorus. I missed. That's good. So, we're popping enemies with this. You can get a pretty good flow going, usually, if you're killing enough of them at once. And the more you take out, the easier it is. And you need to get... You don't actually have to do better than the minimum requirements, which is like 25 kills. But you can end it faster if you're quick. By getting all 75, I think it is. Which, you know, why not? You get a better reward from it anyway. So what we're doing is we're tossing it out there near enemies and then hitting our alt fire button, which in my case is mouse 4, to detonate. And then we just keep doing that until we've gotten 3 specters accumulated. Hi. Get dead, please. Little faster than that, if possible. I hate how friggin' damage resistant these guys are. Where did you go? You bum. Get over here. Friggin' Brother Parvos can keep watching. That's what I say. Thank you. So we just made back that Granum Crown that we expended. Wow, reload time on that's kind of crap. He did. He did. Alright, so we're looking for the Tenet Tetra. Is the only thing we care about. And I am hoping I will recognize it when I see it. I believe it is a boxy thing. I know what the weapon does, but I honestly don't remember what it looks like off the top of my head, which is, you know, bad. Go away. That is not it. That is the Cycron. So we are ignoring that one. So we're going to have to do this a couple times. That's okay. Something in Japanese. Okay. We got a Stropha stock. That's nice. Stropha's pretty good. Stropha's gross, actually. I believe the time is drastically and grotesquely overperforms in its stated role, which is melee weapon, and instead it's more like a shockwave shotgun of death with infinite ammo that you can fire very quickly and do unbelievable amounts of damage with. Is pretty gross. Did we get all the rare mods? We still don't have all the rare mods. That's kind of odd. I would have thought by now. That's okay. Normally I don't play as Avara for something that requires offense, but we'll be fine. Gammon. Ideally we get the golden hand statue early, and I can do that early, so I don't have to look around for it and be beholden. Pop. 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 Beholden to map generation to get what I need. Oh wow, you are not dying. Okay. There we go. I should have cloaked before doing that.
Mission complete. The captive has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done.
We're gonna walk around you. They want me going down a level. I think that's what they want me doing. Yeah, it is. Just have to encounter the golden hand statue somewhere in the next tile or two. I see it already. Very good. Don't have much energy, but that's alright. We won't need it where we're going. This is going about as well as it's possible to go. Oh, those aren't them. Hello. I missed a couple, that's fine. So you can see this huge radial explosion, which happens when the thing gets charged with specters. That went as well as it can go. Very quickly, less than a minute in there. About as well as you can ever hope for. So now we just wait for the screen to flicker and them to be all like, herpader, we need to beat the Tenno now, burpader. You're an experimenter, and it's time to do the thing. You must sacrifice. That one.
Your
That's
accomplishments
the one.
are many. Now, prove yourself to our brother, Parvos Granum.
Yep, you can enunciate. I can tell. Pa! It's pretty good headshot damage. This thing might have like an added headshot damage multiplier that I don't know about. Yeah, no, we're good. Oh my gosh! I saw the projectile coming and I was just like, I'll just mosey all the way. Nope. That was a mistake.
Wise Parvos, the low thief shall never know the cool caress of your crowd.
Wow, treasure is getting in the way of the things I actually want to hit. Please get out of my way. Oh my gosh, please, thank you. What weapon do I... Oh, I have the Zorus equipped. No wonder I'm having trouble. I keep thinking for some reason I've got another weapon entirely. I don't think I got him. I did. Alright, so we're gonna go find the thing I'm here to find. I'm so sorry, candidate. But you're gonna die. Tetra? Nope, I have the Diplos already. Alright, so we gotta rerun this a couple times till we get the thing we want. That's fine. I sort of wish you could see them having an ephemera early before, like, you actually get them. Because otherwise, if you want to know if they have an ephemera, you have to go through the whole process to see if they've given you an ephemera. Or have an ephemera on, in which case you can get one. The ephemeras are things, they're like these little special aura effects. To the Warframe developers' credit, Digital Extremes, there are very few of those that have been paid. Like, almost all of them, with like 4-ish exceptions, are earned by doing something in-game. Usually as some sort of a random drop, and that which you then can craft in the crafter over there. Massive props for not monetizing the hell out of those. They've done a pretty good job. Some people are like, oh, they just nickel and dime everything. And I'm like, they've actually gotten better about it than they used to be, for starters. And for seconds, they were never that bad about it. It is cosmetic stuff, lots of cosmetic stuff, but they don't really go in for loot box stuff, which, you know, hands up raised in supplication. You know, they never really dive down that hole. So it's... You could do a lot worse in terms of money-making model and how it's used in this game versus other games. So that's positive. So the developers for this do have a lot of my respect just for that.
Happy hunting.
There are other reasons to respect them, but that I think is one of the better ones, where they really aren't hell-bent on making a game that is 100% monetized and is actively aggressive towards the player, trying to constantly nickel and dime them. There are plenty of things you can spend money on, but most of them are like clear-cut cosmetics and the like. There's a few like resource booster things that are kind of borderline, in my opinion. I meant to cloak myself. But they are optional and you can always get what you're looking for pretty easily without them. They do speed processes up. I have some of them on right now, partly through weekly rewards, partly through me snagging them. But you really don't need them at all. They do reduce grind a bit, but the grind isn't generally terrible for individual items. It's when you've got like 10 items stacked up ready to be ground out that you can kind of run into issues. I am right now kind of at the borderline for getting the golden hand statue and it being in range for where I need to be for the target to show up, because it needs a certain amount of distance in order to show up after you get one. So I might be in trouble, and this might be a wasted one if I don't like double back and find one. I don't know where one is on this tile, if there is a spawn location for one here. Is one up there, maybe? No. Let me see if there's one in this room back here. Or connected to this room. No, this one's not going to have one. I'm going to double check on the doors way out this way. See if there's one here. This just leads up top. And there appears to be nothing I want up there. Okay. So I'm going to cross my fingers. This is not where I want to be. I want to be going this way. Hello. Oh, great. You showed up.
Your sacred tokens shall remain secure from the grasp of the idol. Move forward.
There we go. Oh, I'm about to die. Oh, wrong way. Again. Oh, I am doing gas damage. Okay. I was gonna say, I'm doing some damage ticks over time. That's good. Why am I doing those? Because I have gas damage equipped. Ta-da! This is probably not a run where I can get done the thing I want to get done. Okay, that's fine. You don't win them all. And that's a, yeah, there it is. And it's way too close. I'm going to skip it and not waste the time. I'll just do another run. That's fine. So lots of interesting Warframe history. I am a moderate repository of it just because I've been here as long as I have, since the end of 2012. It was before the I was closed beta. I was pre-open beta. So yeah, I guess 2012 would be it. Why did I go away from the place where I need to be? Oh my goodness. It is what it is. But yeah, by and large, I've had fun that entire time.
You are here on a capture mission. You must find,
I have taken some breaks, not as long as some of my peers. When I say peers, I mean people who were like founders and were with the game from the jump. I totally get it though. Like, my breaks are usually like shorter and more frequent. Like, I'll go a week or two.
Keep going. Nobody knows you're here.
Until I started streaming, in which case I'm on like once a week like clockwork at the very least. Sometimes I won't be on that entire week. I try to be on at least for a login every day, but I don't do that as much as I used to anymore. I used to be like, with sorties, I would be on every single day doing a sortie, but... Because sorties are super quick. You can bang those out in, 30 minutes. But work schedule, a bunch of other factors keeps that from being entirely viable, so I always get it. I always get it when somebody's like, I've got to take a break, I can't keep doing this. Never let it run your life, real life comes first. Another thing I'll always say though is Warframe, until relatively recently, has never really had a grind for power. There are some exceptions to that now, sadly. It's always been it's always been grinding for more ways to play the game. So more different frames, more different weapons, Warframe has never been balanced, though, so some of those weapons are a lot better than others. Some of those Warframes are better than others, although I think Warframe balance has been a bit better on average than the weapon balance. Also because you have a lot more weapons and a lot fewer Warframes. I'm gonna need that hand thing to show up in, like, the next room. We might be in trouble 2 times in a row. That's interesting. And not necessarily good. It's through here. You're trash, I don't need you. This is kind of aggravating. Twice in a row of one not showing up within the required distance. Unless that's no longer a requirement. Unless, of course, I just haven't seen it. It's been there the entire time and I'm blind, which, you know, likely. So my brain's kind of fried at the moment. Oh yeah. We're gonna skip this one. It's probably gonna show up in, like, the last room. Oh wow, I didn't see one at all. It could be my brain's in a bad spot. Give me a sec. Alright, just had to get some water. Sorry about that. Hydration. It's sort of important. Remember to hydrate.
We received intel that somebody vital to enemy operations is here. Find them and capture them.
Wow, you did not die from that. That's slightly frightening. Shield gating applies to enemies as well, and shield gating is what happens. It's the term used for the effect when your shields go down, and there is a period of quote invulnerability unquote. It's technically not invulnerability because there's damage overflow. Unless you're playing as Hildren, in which case Hildren is absolutely invincible when her shields go down. Other frames, however, have a damage overflow that occurs, that can occur if they take a hard enough hit. And the same happens to enemies. If you do enough damage in a single hit to enemies, the shield gating is largely mitigated. Well, you have damage overflow. I don't remember the barriers for that. There might be a % damage resistance thing. I don't know. I don't know the math. Other than that, like shooting lots of hits is usually a good idea. Oh, we've got tons of room. Good. Good odds for one to show up soon. Please. For me. Please. This room has a couple exits we can try. Evidently none of them are relevant, but, you know. So I'm invisible, I'm doing melee attacks, they don't decloak me. If I shoot, however, I become uncloaked, and then recloak. And that drains some of your energy as well. So, you know, don't do that. I want to say having the hush, like hush up, or they all, you know, something happened in a hush. Mods, the ones that reduce weapon noise, might still work with this, so that it'll keep you cloaked. Ah, there you are. I've probably been walking right past these, which would be embarrassing, but not at all surprising. find a place where they're actually going to show up. Alright, this one's not going quite as quick because I did not get into a good flow early enough. That's okay. Yeah, the other one I was getting it on like every other throw, which is perfect. I was getting it on like most of my throws, and I'm not quite sure how I was managing that. It might be that it was hitting things and then getting charges, and then I was detonating it on its way back. Getting more charges, rinse, wash, repeat. So there might be a better flow, but here we are. I only need a couple more. There we go. Easy. Alright. Most cunning founder. Sacred crowns, yes. They're goofballs and I love them. I love treasures. I just hate how annoying they are to fight. Get back here, you goon. I will cut you. I said, get back here. He's slowing me down.
Brother, another candidate steps forward in the hope of admission to our sister.
Oh, thank goodness for melee. Get dead. Alright, Tetra. I made you out of clay. Nanomachines, whatever. That is a Spyrex. You don't matter. Goodbye. That's Bravos Granum. He's a dink. He's a megalomaniac who may or may not be better / worse than the megalomaniacs we have to deal with in the game already. So, you know. I got time for like 2 more. His backstory is that some while ago, in-game timeline-wise, that's kind of undefined. So set that. So don't think too hard on specific time frame. He basically said, "I don't like the way the galaxy's going, or the system is going, politically or whatever," and decided to lock himself in an actual like closed time loop box, stasis box thing. Which may or may not have been inflicted on him, but it sort of comes across as he did this to himself deliberately, in order to basically stay alive forever in a time loop. And then he used a Warframe to do that, who did it to him, which is why it's sort of confusing. Oh, perfect, there's one right here. This is exactly what I'm hoping for. If I could shoot. It does have an explosive radius, that's not bad. I like guns that go boom. So we're going to do this first. And then we'll go for the capture target. I don't think you have to have the target done already, in memory serves, so we won't worry about it. Where are they? So this is like his hellscape, his time-frozen hellscape, which looks pretty bad. So it's like, I believe it's done to him. Why is it not detonating? Oh, that's why, okay. I see why. Got it. Fixed. I'll explain why it wasn't doing what I expected in a minute. I didn't want to do that. Wow. Okay, there we go. Oh no! Oh, I have 30 seconds. That's more than enough. We're fine. To quote the Raptor jets in Command & Conquer Generals, we are cruising. I should find out who did the voice acting for that. Part of me, like, wants to consider... Oh, I didn't get the end of mission. Okay, well that's friggin' weak, but alright. It doesn't matter because I still will qualify. Wow, he just got deleted. He just vanished. He actually got bopped into the corner there.
Candidate, you would be wise to remember your tenants. Brother Pavos is watching.
Tenants or tenets? There's a universe of difference between those two concepts. Sorry. Minor bugaboo. Semantics do matter sometimes. Like, I don't know why I get triggered / ticked off when somebody mispronounces cavalry as calvary, but I do, and there is a huge difference between those two words. It is a very big difference between those two words. For instance, you would not say that someone mounted on horseback, or a group of individuals mounted on horseback, would be in any way comparable to a hill, specifically a hill where Jesus died. Oh, nice. I hop jumped and turned off my cloak. How you got this far away is anybody's guess. Alright, once you break his shields, he goes down quick, but he has a ton of shields. He's got, like, a lot of recent content in the game has added in, recent enemies in this game have added in, like, this really annoying damage resistance formula. Sisters have this, Liches have this. There are some enemies, I think, on Diamos that have this, and I believe these Granum crown carriers have it. And it is a very annoying what is showing up to try and hurt me. I don't want to jump through until I know what it is. Oh, I don't care. Bye. Have a good one. It's pretty frustrating. I think the one that the crown bearers, crown treasurers, the Granum treasurers, whatever they're called, the one they have is a different damage resistance model than the Liches and Sisters, and I think there might be a boss that has it too. It's like it's kind of like sentience, and in this game, sentience have this damage resistance buildup that occurs, which can be purged by using your operator mode. It's not the same though. It's really just like a damage, like heavy hits get reduced dramatically. There's like a damage threshold thing, and if your hits are too damaging, your damage attack instances are too damaging, they get nerfed all to hell, and they do like no damage to them. Whereas stuff below a certain threshold doesn't. Finding that threshold is the hard part. Generally, rapid-firing weapons are going to wind up being better than single heavy-hitting weapons, because they don't get nerfed to oblivion by their damage resistance model. There is, I'm sure, a Wikipedia article that explains how it works. I'm not going to look it up because it will take a lot of math, and my brain is not up to it because I have had coffee this morning. And I can't function when I've had I cannot do math when I have had caffeine. Sorry. It is a problem. I try to avoid doing that for these streams, but I can't do it for my Free Read Friday streams. I will not have coffee before that. I might do tea in a particularly non-caffeinated form if possible. Why did you do that? But coffee is an absolute no-go because I'll get like dry mouth and it's just nasty. I need like twice the amount of water I would otherwise need, and that's just gross. Wow, they are really gonna do me like this again. Pop, pop, pop. Okay, they do explode. I know this because I staggered like that. So they're a headshot stagger weapon, which is interesting. Or a headshot explosion weapon. Which is interesting because usually with headshot weapons I like to have punch through. Punch through is great because you can hit multiple enemies in a crowd. Like the Nell. The Nell loves... Oh my gosh, you didn't do it. Oh my gosh, you did this again! Ugh. ton of extra time, so we'll be fine. So you can't actually get that massive shockwave unless you're in this particular mode. It's what the Zorus was designed to do. And it's a thing you get for the mission quest line in question. It's like forced on you, you will get it. And you're supposed to use it like this. It's cool, but this is the only place where it can really do that gimmick, which is kind of lame. But it's okay, because we're going to be fine. We got it.
Yay!
Alright, moving right along. Ooh, wow, he's close, isn't he?
Found a target. Capture them quickly before they escape.
I meant to recloak my... Oh, cool, his shield looked like it stayed up. That's neat.
Mission complete. The captive has been escorted to the extraction point. Well done.
Alright,
Harville's
there it is.
Branham. This next candidate claims she has shed the bonds of idleness and aspires to
nice.
become your sister.
Tetra, nope, Tenet Envoy, which is another good weapon. Not super duper special. It's kind of a... I'm gonna just ignore him, I don't need him. It's... Most of the time it's a bog standard rocket launcher, and it's good. It's nice. It's got a bunch of ammo. It can recharge ammo while you don't have it equipped. The main interesting gimmick that it's got going on... Where the hell? There we go. The main interesting gimmick the Tenet Envoy has going on is... whoops, there we go. That they are laser-guided missile projectile things, which means you can like aim up and then have it smack down on their noggins, that sort of thing. Very cool. And it looks neat. Those are its main... That's really it. It's not super outstanding in terms of crit. It's not super outstanding in terms of status. It doesn't have a gargantuan blast radius, but it's pretty big. Its damage isn't monstrously large, but it's substantial. It's kind of a good all-rounder weapon. It's a workhorse explosive weapon. It's not bad. Alright, I've got time for one more. And then I gotta run. This is unfortunately how, once you have winnowed out most of the Tenet or Lich weapons, most of your runs into the area where you get the Lich to show up are basically scrubbed runs, because you're trying to get one particular one. Now, they've added in a new system lately that will reduce... Ah, perfect. It's right here. Excellent. That will basically remove stuff that you didn't want from the pool. So if you did one and the weapon pops up and you did not accept it, you, at that point... Give me a sec here. We'll have that removed from the pool, so you will not get it in subsequent runs. I don't know if there's a numerical limit to the number of runs where it won't show up, if it's like 1, 2, or all of them until you accept. I don't know for sure off the top of my head, because I can't remember. Suffice it to say, it is supposed to make this grind when you're trying to get a weapon you don't have, or a specific weapon, much easier and faster, I should say. Just because it's reducing the odds of you getting stuff that you don't want to be getting. But that does mean, though, that it could still take you, like, 10 runs or so. It might not be that many. For Liches, it might be that many, but for Sisters, I think it's less. Before you actually get the one you want, in the worst possible case. But it won't be more than that, because the others will have been removed. There we go. I'm fine when I'm just autopiloting and I'm not thinking about it when I'm doing that, but when I have to think about it, everything goes horribly wrong. Isn't that the way? Wow, couldn't even kill a security camera. Neat.
Bring them in.
Mission complete.
Alrighty.
Has been escorted to the extraction.
There we go, and they showed right up. Perfect.
Brother, another candidate steps forward in the hope of admission.
So you're probably wondering why my camera's bobbing and hopping the way it is. It's because I'm doing some interesting movement. Ah, there you are. Yoink! Watch, it's gonna have an ephemera on it, though. I will bet you anything it's got an ephemera, which means I can't kill it and take the weapon. Well, I can, but I won't. Because I want the ephemera, and I'll worry about getting the weapon again later. So that still took like five runs, I think. Which is okay. Sometimes you get lucky and it's fast, sometimes you don't get lucky and it is not fast. So the reason I'm doing all this hop and bop movement is because if I try to sprint, the cloak comes off for Ibarra. However, rolling is fine, air hopping is fine. If you are a client, bullet jumping is fine, or was. They might have fixed that. If you don't have any movement input beforehand. Sliding is not fine, for instance. Sliding will take you right out of it, and I don't really know why. Crouching is okay, sliding is not. Sliding occurs when you sprint or move through the air and do your crouch button. You'll start a slide. And, well, with a certain forward momentum thing. It makes sense in context. Trying to describe it is kind of dumb. Lil Lucretalox. I like that name. I don't see a ephemera on her off the top of my head, which is nice. Let's have a look at her. She does not have an ephemera. She does have a broken spine and a very purple face. And she's got a jiggly hologramic boy. Yes, she does. And it is literally the word. This is like the third or fourth in a row with rock bottom weapon bonuses. I do not understand at all why the game is doing this to me. I shouldn't care, but I do. This is like the third one in a row. That is bonkers how bad that is. What horrible powers does she have? Molt is annoying. Renewal is really annoying. Prowl is kind of aggravating. Lurch is kind of aggravating. At least she doesn't have the switch teleport, but that's pretty annoying too. The invisibility is about as bad. That's going to make her quite hard to kill, sadly. Lurch isn't so bad. So long as they don't have the teleport. The teleport is just like... Oh, the word I believe is soul crushing? Yeah, soul crushing. Alright, with that though, I've got to run. So yeah, I do have other streams throughout the week. I start usually at about noon Eastern time. So I've got Mecha Mondays, where I do something giant robot related or mecha adjacent. This coming week I'll be doing a title called Dawn of the Monsters, which is a side-scrolling beat-em-up in which you can play as a monster, a robot, and totally... Well, two monsters, a robot, and totally not Ultraman. So it's awesome, in other words. And I haven't played much of it, but what I have played, it's quite clean. It feels very responsive and fun to play. I also do Warframe Wednesdays, where I do some Warframe for a couple hours because you need a crowd pleaser, I guess, and my other two streams throughout the week are so niche. My third stream, which is by far my most niche and sadly my favorite, because I say sadly only because I do have a favorite, is Free Read Fridays, and I read short stories and indeed entire novels aloud. Right now we are getting started running through Quarantine by Greg Egan, but this week I'll be doing something a little special. Not to spoil it or anything. People will probably have guessed, oh, he's going to be a goon and he's going to do something weird. Well, you might be right. But yeah, I do those starting at about noon Eastern time. Eastern US time, sorry. and usually run about 2 hours. They're all archived on my YouTube. This Saturday, I should have those all reorganized for the month. Everything added into their proper playlists, so it's a little easier to get at, particularly for any of the reading material that I've done. It's kind of a pain. If it's not organized, it's hard to find. But yeah, have a good one. Stay safe, stay sane. Be decent to each other. I say that a lot, and I feel like I shouldn't have to say that a lot, but I feel like I have to say it a lot. Because people are sometimes jerks, and you can just be decent to each other, and that won't have to be a problem. Alrighty, have a good one. See you all next time.